Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly, what am I going to be? I'm going to be your friendly Achillefer today, because I like saying that word. Today, we are, I'm not. I have a name for this. I am going to be your friendly Ludum Domini, because today we are playing a very special one-shot that is part of our year-long charity session, our charity campaign in support of the SOS Children's Villages International Charity. I have more, if you want to learn about that, there are links down below to the SOS Children's Villages International Charity. You can learn about you can learn about on there what are the benefits or the kind of rewards and thank yous we offer. I will just say before I jump into talking about the game and introducing you to our Legion that we'll be playing with today, that if you did enjoy the session, that you consider making a donation to the SOS Children's Villages International Charity through the Hero Save Villages campaign or otherwise. It really doesn't matter to us how they get the money, so long as they get the money. The only way we can only track your donations, though, through the Hero Save Villages campaign. So if you do want to vote on our next session and be eligible for perhaps some of the prizes in our next charity raffle, you be sure to donate through the Hero Save Villages campaign. So I mentioned this is part 2 of the ongoing campaign. This whole year, we have 6 sessions planned that are all going to be connected by story, but they're going to be cutting across space and time and games and characters and whatnot. And the donors have helped shape what this session is going to be. Our story will be taking place 117 years after the assassination of Julius Caesar. We are coming up on the 1-century anniversary of the founding of Imperial Rome, and our heroes are all members of the 3rd Gallic Legion, stationed out of a base in Syria that is called Raphanea. We're going to meet our heroes in a moment here. The system we're using is a custom one I've put together that I'm calling GLADIUS. You'll note from the thing on the screen here, this is a powered by Zweihander game, and I've used, I should say, a bunch of the things we've run on the channel of late. One is Blackbirds by Ryan Vernier, an amazing dark fantasy RPG that we ran over the Christmas holiday quite a bit. We ran some Flames of Freedom as well, which is set in the colonial America, written by Richard Iorio. And there's the mother game itself, written by Dan Fox, Zweihander. The rules we're using for this are taken a little bit from everything. I forgot to do it because I was pressed for time. I'll include a link down below to the description or to the playtest, the rules that we used for this for GLADIUS, because I tweaked a couple of things here and there, so you can find that down there. All of these things, all these components were all voted on by the generous donors who have donated since January 1st. So a huge, huge thank you to them and to our stalwart legionaries who are joining us today. So without further ado, let's meet our Legion and then see what's going to happen to them. So first up, we have our resident armor smith. Oh, I should have looked up what the Latin for armor smith would be, Dave. It's Dave! Who might be muted.
I'm muted. Dave's on mute. Everybody drink. And that's what we do in my work meetings. I'm playing Decanus Caldus, and he is. I don't have a sheet open. I'm really smart that way. I have the PDF open though. He's a non-commissioned military officer, and he's kind of like your, I don't know, old school bad ass sergeant who's like, gritty and tough and mean. Never played a character like that before, so I'm not sure how this is going to work, but we'll see.
Next up is Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeffrey, and I'm going to be playing Legionary Decimus, who is the Aquifer.
Achillefer.
Right? Achillefer. Oh, there's an L in there. Okay, Achillefer.
You've had me.
It means I'm really cool and important.
Yes, he is the bearer of the Aquila, of the standard, the Roman Imperial Eagle for this Legion. Definitely an important part of the Legion. Next up, we have Carl.
Hello, I'm Carl, and I'm playing Medicus Praxis Gracchus, the Greek-born doctor who's going to make sure these legionnaires don't die in pools of their own blood.
Nice. They'll die in the pools of other people's blood. Nice. Next up is David.
Salvete, I'm David, and I will be playing Tribune Gaius Claudius Longinus, recently sent from Rome with a special mission to take part of the Third back to Armenia to root out some enemies to Rome.
Very nice. And last, but certainly not least, is Darren.
Yep, Darren here. I'm playing Legionary Lucius, who's a veteran of over 100 battles, known throughout the unit as a bit of a badass in combat.
Very nice. Now, I'm just going to read off or paraphrase some of the stuff I shared with the heroes to give context to our story here, because I found that it was, well, we'll say, I don't want to fucking waste any more time with me yapping. Let's just jump into our intro. So our adventure takes place 117 years after the death of Julius Caesar and 100 years after the founding of the empire. All our heroes are members of the Third Gallic Legion, a legion founded by Caesar himself 5 years before his death, who you still honor by incorporating the symbol of the bull into the legion's standard. That is to say, other than Tribune Longinus, who was only assigned to the Third 2 months ago. To give context for the era, the Legion was recently involved in a decade-long conflict in Armenia, which was actually a proxy war fought with the powerful Parthian Empire. Lucius, Titus, and Praxis, so that's Lucius, Decanus Caldus, and Medicus Praxis, all fought in that war, facing not only the fearsome Armenian soldiers, but also the terrifying heavy cavalry, the cataphracts, and the horse archers of the Parthian Empire, feared for their Parthian shot, which will be carried down to our era as the parting shot, the ability to fire back on your enemy while you are being pursued by them. The fighting was across wild and untamed mountains, valleys, and plateaus, and saw the front shift dozens, if not hundreds of times in the years of conflict. It's worth noting that the Third has a history of serving in wars with the Parthians, having served with Caesar's trusted lieutenant, Mark Antony, when he marched on Mesopotamia more than a century ago. Unsuccessfully, I might add, though he did fare better than Caesar's ally Crassus, whose army was not only utterly destroyed by the Parthians at Carrhae, he was killed by having molten gold poured down his own throat. Though, for a guy who had a fire brigade that would show up at people's houses and then only put the fire out if they sold him their houses, it really couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. The Armenian War of Succession ended 10 years ago with what was called a Roman victory, but has widely been seen by Rome and the soldiers of the Third as a defeat. The Thirds were still in Armenia for another 5 years after the declaration of peace. The Armenians renamed their capital Neronia after the reigning emperor of the time, and the kingdom paid lip service to being a client state of the empire. But their priests still prayed to fire gods from Mesopotamia, they still dressed in the ways of the Persians, and they took counsel from Parthian ambassadors. Most recently, the Third was but one of the legions that fought in the civil war that the Callus call the Year of 4 Emperors. When that brutal conflict came to an end, the legion did not return to the province of Moesia, modern-day Serbia, where they had been stationed after leaving Armenia, but instead went to Syria, making base at a place called Raphanea. If you are curious, you can find the ruins of Raphanea with a Google image search. Decimus would have been serving since the years of garrisoning the conquered kingdom of Armenia, but really earned his honors fighting Dacians in Moesia and the other Roman legions and their auxiliaries in the Year of 4 Emperors. Since coming to Syria, the legion has seen relative peace, other than some policing actions against bandits and minor strife in Judea. And ever since Emperor Vespasian triumphed in the civil war, it seems the empire is focused more on building and rebuilding than it is warring with its neighbors, though a recent rebellion in Gaul and rumors of conspiracies against the emperor suggest it will not be quiet for long. Tribune Longinus is a recent arrival from Rome, having been appointed to the third directly by the emperor. While it's not unusual for the emperor to place a trusted officer in a legion, especially since the end of the Civil War, Tribune Longinus also arrived with orders to lead a vexillatio, a detachment from an existing legion. This is not itself unusual, but what is unusual is for a vexillatio to have the Achillofer accompany them. The legion is, I believe it's 12,000 strong. You are only having 1,000 legionaries who will be part of this vexillatio. The legionaries are then to march 600 miles back to Armenia, which at the pace of the Roman soldiers of 20 per day should take you a month, probably about a month and a half, given the mountainous and unforgiving terrain in Armenia. This comes at a time when the kingdom of Armenia has more blatantly been defying the will of Rome, bolstered perhaps by the perceived weakness of Rome following the Civil War. It is said that their capital has even reverted to its previous name, Artaxata, casting aside the honor they showed to Emperor Nero, and through him, the honor owed to eternal Rome. Even worse, it's rumored that a mysterious cult is spreading throughout the legion that originated in the Parthian Empire. The cult is said to meet in secret underground places to conduct diabolic foreign rites that whispers say involve the sacrifice of a bull, a symbol, I will remind you, that the legion holds sacred in honor of their founder, Julius Caesar, for the bull was a symbol of Caesar's most noble house. However, unless the legion was intent on turning traitor and facing the full might of Vespasian's army, as several other legions have in the past few years, they must obey the emperor's will. And so, with less than a full legion of troops, with a foreign cult infiltrating their ranks, and with a strange new officer rumored to be a sorcerer leading them on some mysterious errand, the third marches into the lands of a former enemy who only barely hides their contempt for Roman authority. One final thing I forgot to mention as well, guys. I have a bit of other good news. The current emperor of the Parthian Empire is Vologases I, and the current king of Armenia is Tiridates I of Armenia. Would it surprise you to learn that they are brothers? So, our scene opens. Let me grab everybody here. One of the things I should say that I found very interesting in preparing for this is I have never been to Armenia. I have been kind of semi-obsessed about the Caucasus, because it's that, like, in North America at least, it's a region we learn nothing about in our history. But it would surprise you to learn how rugged the terrain is there. This is a example of what our legion has been fighting through, and what they have been campaigning through lo that one full decade. I believe you guys probably also know the custom of the Roman legion to make camp every single night, especially when in hostile foreign lands. I have a couple of little illustrations here for you guys. I couldn't find a really good illustration for it, but this is an idea of what the marching camps look like. Every day, the legionary... What's that, Dave?
Most of us are going to be excited to be doing camp stuff, except for Decimus, who's going to stand there with the...
Exactly. So the life of the legionary went on campaign, 20 miles of marching a day and building a camp every night. This is a smaller thing. You are the Vexillatio is a fraction of a proper legion, so the camp is much smaller than that. And absent the wall, the palisade that always would go up, this is a little something. Well, let me show you this first. This is pretty cool. There's an idea of what the legion, a full legion, marching out of the camp may look like. And in fact, Decimus, I might spot you there at the front. With your little...
yes.
Looking a
That's
little
a fellow.
tired. Looking a little tired.
Wow, things heavy, man.
But this is what you might see if one was incredibly irresponsible and not putting up walls around this. And this is the terrain through which our legion has been marching for at least the last 2 or 3 weeks worth of their month-and-a-half campaign. I want you to picture the walls up in here, all the tents set up, and a thick and heavy fog hanging over this area. I want you to think of all the noises that you would hear in camp, men who have campaigned together for years, who have that soldierly bond. The Roman legion at the time is arguably the most professional and disciplined in the world. I think I don't want to get into historian fights, but so I mentioned only to say this is not a rabble of tribal warriors put together. These are people who, for their profession, make war at behest of the empire. You have training unmatched anywhere else, certainly in the lands that the Romans know. So think of what the sound in the camp might be like, with all those 1,000 men grousing about the time at the end of the trail, complaining about the road ahead tomorrow, laughing about the loves they left behind, remembering the companions who were lost. So think of all of that when I tell you that this camp is as still as the grave. If we were to walk the lines of tents in here, what we would see is seemingly the entire Vexillatio massacred. And even more upsetting, while there are numberless corpses of legionaries that fill this camp, which was intended to be a haven for them, there is not a single indication of who that enemy might be.
Mike, am I listening to the same story, or did I zone out for a second there? I'm like,
every member of the Vexillatio is dead. While there are 1 or 2 small fires that still weakly sputter against the wet of the fog, there is almost no sign of life until one collapsed tent, somehow almost parallel with the ground, knocked down by one poor victim, a legionary who fell in his camp. A light suddenly opens, and as if a pit was dug and fires lit beneath, there is a light going up. And then I would ask Lucius to kindly give us a coordination check, please, at +20. Now, if the sheet doesn't prompt you for modifier, let me know. I think I set all of them to do that.
Yep.
Okay, great. Oh, boy. So, let's talk about Fortuna and Malafortuna. Would you like to spend a point of Fortuna and re-roll that?
Yeah, I will. We don't want to start with a negative. So nice.
We've already started with a massacre. I don't want to make it worse.
There you go.
Nah.
So what we see is somehow this huge legionary, and I'll let you describe what he looks like, hurtles out of the ground from this fallen thing. Again, he must have been hiding in a pit. And lands, scutum in one hand, Gladius shining in the other. Why don't you tell us, first off, what does Lucius look like, and what does he see as he surveys the surrounding, ready for a fight?
Yeah, as far as looks, he's a brute of a man. He's a big man, broad shoulders, short hair, as you can see in the picture there. A veteran, so he's getting on in years. He's sort of mid-40s. But the thing that always stands out to anyone that meets him is just the number of scars everywhere. Face, hands, arms, legs, and he doesn't do anything to cover them up. He wears them as like trophies, and if anything, he sort of breaks some of the regulation rules to sort of, fold up his sleeves a bit, and he uses it as his trophies, his signs of his survivability, how well he's done in battle. As soon as he comes up, he'll just be looking for any sort of threat.
Yeah.
So he'll just be open eye. His shield always in his hand. He don't go anywhere without his shield. He uses it as a weapon as well as defense.
Okay.
So yeah, he's looking for danger.
Now, normally, viewing the horrific scene around you would be traumatizing, such that you may indeed suffer mental peril. But Lucius suffers from indifference. And scenes of blood-soaked and visceral scenes of death. So seeing blood-soaked and visceral scenes of death, you always succeed at resolve tests to withstand such horror. So I imagine that this scene of hundreds of his brothers laid low by an enemy does not even faze him whatsoever. Straining your ears, all you can hear is the sounds of the darkened forests shrouding the hills around you. There is no sign of your attacker. What do you do next? There are others who are waiting.
I will look for other survivors.
Okay.
I will start searching.
So you start searching. It takes you maybe one row of tents walking down when you realize that you recognize the types of wounds that are delivered only to those who have fallen to ensure their death. You will not find survivors among the numbers here. Someone has taken great lengths to ensure that everyone is dead.
And I'll look for our symbol, our legions.
So you need to go back to that bright tent in order to do that. That was a thought, but it is something that has been secured. So if you head back to the tent, there are others awaiting your sign to come out.
If that's the case, then I should give the all clear.
Okay.
Threat, no threat.
Decanus, Caldus, would you kindly give us a coordination check at +20? That'll be on the first tab, and coordination, I think, is under agility.
Yes, top one in agility.
Nice. Yo. Dave, what does it look like as Decanus falls, seemingly hurtles out of this strange angled tent and then lands.
I think he is trying to be as business as usual, but the sights around him are still a little.
So this is where you're seeing this. You have not yet seen this outcome. Decanus, in spite of his gruff exterior, which really is an understatement, is still at his heart one who cares for all of the Legion. So I need you to give us a resolve check, please. And this will be at no modifier.
Okay. Lucky for me, I am.
Would you like to spend Fortuna?
Yeah, because that I have a pretty good resolve.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm a journeyman, so I have plus 20 on that. It's not one of my flip to succeed, but hey, I'll take that.
There you go. All right.
So yeah, he's got to dig in a little bit because he's trained a lot of these pups.
Oh, hell yeah. So what's going through Decanus' role? And he, I think, instinctively, Lucius and Decanus lock their scutums as close as they can together. So if there are any adversaries still out there, you will protect each other.
Yeah, I don't even have to tell him to form up. It's just like clinching. Okay, there he is. Let's we start looking around. And heading for the light tent.
Decimus, you are next, please. Would you kindly? You actually came out of the light tent. Decimus, coordination check at plus 20, please, or test in this game.
Okay, there we go. Plus 20.
Nice. You land without incident, and then you are greeted with the horror of what is before you. Would you kindly give us a resolve check at no modifier? Resolve is under willpower.
Oh, under willpower. Okay. That helps. Oh, yeah. There we go.
You want to spend Fortuna or?
No, I think that this is like, he's a little, newer to the war, and he wasn't in the 10-year war with everyone else. I think he stumbles out of the tent, maybe even throws up a little, and is just, his heart's just broken.
So that I'm going to compare to your peril threshold. Ooh, it's just one over. So if you could bump your peril condition down by 1, please.
That's on combat?
That is under combat tab, on the left next to the damage threshold 1. I don't think you've got an ability that would reduce that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a lot of abilities.
So tell us what you're thinking as you see this.
Yeah, just like, I think his heart just breaks. Like, I don't think he's seen this kind of decimation, this many dead people at once.
Interestingly, technically, this is worse than a decimation.
Yeah.
Because a decimation is 1 in 10. This is, I don't know if this is the technical term, but annihilation.
Yeah. I think he's just,
I think
heartbroken.
So to reflect a little bit of pause in this, you can think of Decimus as kind of like a hero. You do not have a scutum in your hand right now. You have that precious gold eagle, though. So you still have the appeal.
Still have it. Oh, okay.
So, Decanus, when you see him come out and he seems stunned by what he's seen, have you any words for this young hero? Dave?
Sorry, I was reading about annihilation and decimation. Like, wow, this is fascinating, Kev. I'm like,
A history lesson.
I think Decanus Caldus will, if he sees Decimus's face, he wants to be like moral support, but that's not how it works around him. Like it's toughen up your Roman Legion. So I think he's snaps at him and says, like, get out of it, shake that off, come on.
I think you see him, wipe the puke away from his mouth and the tears away from his eyes, and he picks up his the Aquilofer and stands up tall.
The Aquila. Aquila is the angel, or the eagle. The Aquilofer is you.
Oh, okay. Got it. Sorry.
So, and if you want to, like the Aquila, you don't necessarily need to be like it's normally on a great big pole at the end of it. You have that thing to hold up, and you can get a bonus to your leadership checks with it. You can also just store that and keep it safe, and there are technically about, let me think here, there's 3 of you, so there's about 997 scutum to choose from if you wanted a shield.
Yeah. Maybe I will take it off of the pole or something and secure it.
Okay.
Because it looks like we're going to be, fighting our way out of here, and I'm not really holding it up to inspire 1,000 troops anymore. So,
okay.
Yeah, I'll pick up a shield.
I think we would see what you're starting to do, and I look over to Lucius, and we would like form up around you, just kind of like guarding you from either side, facing different directions.
Both the Canis and Lucius, you can see that the ground, while he's doing that, you have an opportunity to look down. The ground of the camp has been chewed up, as if someone was racing horses up and down every lane here. The next figure we see come somehow hurtling out of this hole in the ground is Praxis. Praxis, would you give us a coordination check at +20, please?
Okay. Where is
Coordination's under agility.
Yeah, agility, yep.
Yeah. Nice. You land without incident, and like Lucius, this is not your first time at a massacre. You are likewise indifferent. Tell us what we see when Praxis lands on his feet and looks around and sees what has been wrought on his legion.
I think he has like a sense of gallows humor because he's seen so much death and had to put, things back together.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think I have enough hands for all this work. As he looks around. He kind of like probably methodic, kind of like instinctively wipes his hands on his breeches or his whatever, I guess his clothing, whatever, I guess toga-like thing, and starts looking. I mean, instinctively probably looking. He sees the survivors here, and he instinctively is probably looking for survivors to triage.
Yeah. So perhaps Lucius, you would see Praxis goes over and tries to check, one or two of the men, the closest things. You've walked up and down here.
Yeah, I'll just say over to him, there's nothing you can do for them now. It's just us.
And
so
then
Praxis say, what in Mars's name has happened here?
That is an interesting question. Let us now introduce the final member of our survivors, and the only one who has only recently come to the Legion. So, Tribune Longinus, would you kindly give us a coordination check at +20? Ooh, you want to Fortuna that?
Yes, I do.
Nice. So you likewise hurtle up and land. Why don't you tell us what we see as this figure lands?
In sort of stark contrast to the others not wearing armor or weapon, although he has it's called a pugio, a dagger of sorts on his belt, a hood up as he's normally seen, climbing out, and then looking around, and there's similar slides of reaction of just taking it all in, and sort of calculating the next steps and how this affects the mission.
So let's start with a resolve check for him then. because he does, unfortunately, feel the full weight of this massacre.
While David's rolling, I want to point out Decimus looks disappointed to see him, almost like, like he was thinking, oh, we're just going to head home. But now it's like, oh man, we're probably going to have to continue, right? Like,
so Gaius, you keep yourself, obviously this is not what you were expecting, but you are not affected by it. So you are able to turn back towards where that light is coming from, that slightly fallen tent. You reach inside your robes and you pull out a key, clearly of Roman design. If we were to look over your shoulder, looking down into the lights of that tent, what we see there is a sprawling hall of marble filled with shelves and stacked with scrolls and books. A secret library, if you will. Pulling the tent together, you place, or the flaps of the tent together, you place the key in there, you turn it, the lights go out, and then it drops down, revealing the patch of earth beneath it. You have all survived the massacre because Tribune Longinus used some kind of sorcery to open a door into a hidden room, closed it behind you, and then waited until everyone died. So you have survived. The Aquila is not lost, but now let's talk about what happened. What we're going to do, guys, is indulge back and forth into the past and to the present with 3 flashbacks. Each of these is going to involve, I think, probably a warfare roll, but I want you to decide what else you're going to be doing. What you're rolling against is trying to see how injured you are. Praxis, you are correct that there are some injured parties, but or there are injured people who might need help. But we want to learn how badly hurt everyone is. Right now, you're going on adrenaline and shock. So you need to assess how everyone is, and the way we're going to determine that is see how all of this happened. I'll encourage you guys to feel free to fill in whatever kind of flourish or whatnot you want to explain the results that we're seeing from your dice results. So I think it's probably warfare, but if you've got some other thing, here's our first scene. With all of you guys coming back together, this is what happened to this Vexillatio from the 3rd Gallic Legion. While making camp, you can picture where each of you were to help understand what you're going to use for your next, your first roll. It is all those sounds and smells and comrades that I mentioned before. And then, over the sound of the pipes that are being played by some of the comrades, there are people laughing, singing camp songs. You can't get drunk tonight necessarily, but there is at least some wine to enjoy. Caldus, Praxis, and Lucius, you hear something you have not heard for 5 years, 6 years now. There are those who think like a bugle is a way to really triumph, and have someone go in. Scots favor a bagpipe when going into battle. But nothing is as terrifying as the drums of the Parthians. It's said that they would carry across the plains and rumble the chest of their opponents, heralding their arrival, and that is what you guys all hear. Somehow, the Parthians have come. They do not fight at night. No army thinks it's wise to come in, particularly those who are almost exclusively cavalry. And in the mountains, and there's an explosion as the fence is gone, and you guys can hear the terrible rumbling of the sounds of their horses. lighter, high-pitched rumbling that heralds the coming of their archers, and then the much more terrible thundering of the cataphracts. Impenetrable armored horses that hit with the force of a scorpion. So as this thing, you can picture wherever you are in camp, arrows are coming, dropping your comrades left and right. Those who are able to flee the arrows, rushed and crumbled and crushed by the cataphracts. And if you wish to see what being on the receiving end of that is like, I have something to assist your imagination. So that is what rides through camp. So Decanus, this first roll is going to be at a plus 20. So warfare probably is the one I would think. If you fail, you're going to take some peril. If you critically fail, you'll take damage. So okay. Plus 20, what are you thinking of? Why don't you make the roll and then tell us what happened? So warfare at plus 20. Oh, not a sublime failure, not a critical failure. So you can spend Fortuna. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I will.
Okay. Nice. So what do you see? You have sprung into action here, Titus. What?
Yeah, I think so he was probably able to get his shield up and maybe try to defend somebody, and was trying to like form up, but there's just too fast and too many, and it's like every time he tried to form part of a shield wall, it just got torn to pieces, and eventually got buried in other people and had to crawl out from underneath that at the end.
It's said at Karhai that the arrows were so bad that they would call a retreat or call soldiers to flee, but their feet would be pinned to the ground by arrows and their shields pinned to their arms by the arrows. Decimus, where do we find you?
I mean, excuse me, he was probably somewhere, in the middle of it, like in the thick of it, but, obviously not in the front row, but somewhere, in the middle of the soldiers. And so I think that he's in a place where men were dropping the fastest, right? When you're in sort of the thickest part of the soldiers.
So why don't you give us a warfare roll at plus 20?
Okay.
You can tell us what happened. I am using instantly. If you're hearing me fiddling with stuff, it's the coins from the Zweihander starter set. Nice. All right. So what do you? No bad action. So you sprung into action right away.
Yeah, I think it's a case of he's really doing his job. He's trying to inspire the men, and but in his heart, he can just see how fast they're dropping and so it's just a mix of terror and defeat, I think, in his heart. So it's making it really hard to sort of do this role of inspiring the troops when it's
when they're all dropping
in the face of what's happening.
Okay. Praxis. I mentioned you can use whatever you like, but do you have in mind, I don't think you're particularly skilled at, you're not great at warfare, but do you have something else you think you might try? Or would you like to just roll for warfare?
Yeah, he's not a fighter. He's not going to get in the thick of it, but I was going to suggest survival, because he's going to be grabbing as much things as he can because he knows there's going to be people to try to patch up.
Yeah. Absolutely. I totally buy that. So plus 20 was survival.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
Good.
Okay. So
right.
what do we see with Praxis? As all this is
So he might not be in his like a Medicaid tent, but he has to rush to it. You can see him dodging back and forth, trying to. Hopefully these cataphracts don't, since he's not in armor, don't see him as a warrior, but trying to dodge back and forth, go in between tents, and then finally get to the Medicaid's tents and grab as many bandages and herbs and alchemical concoctions that he can stuff into a pack, and then kind of probably look around to see if there's anyone he can triage, but it's probably already seeing the arrows fly, and he would put himself in too much of harm's way at the moment.
Oh yeah, and I mean the horses that the cataphracts use too, they've got 40-50 pounds of metal on them too, so when they hit, and they're trained to charge right through too, you're seeing people, their collarbones, their ribs are shattered just by the impact of these things, let alone those vicious spears. Gaius, you likewise are not particularly skilled in warfare. What have we seen for you for this first flashback?
I think he would have been in his command tent looking over scrolls and parchments and notes, and then sort of heard a commotion, and at first probably didn't pay too much attention to it as he was so engrossed in what was going on, but then sort of slowly realized that's not the normal sounds of a military camp. And before he leaves the tent, he'll grab two things in his belt, and then briefly reach for the key on the sort of leather thong around his neck, and then step outside and realize it's sort of pandemonium.
Okay. And what are you thinking? I mean, the way you described it, I'd almost think resolve. It's just maybe that first round, he's just trying to keep his shit together. So
there are more important things than some fighting.
Okay, so resolve it plus 20, please. Nice. Okay. And then finally, Lucius. I'm going to assume that you're going to go with warfare.
I mean, he's got a number of skills that are probably applicable. I was wondering if it would just come down to sheer toughness in this situation, just taking the knocks just time and time again.
Yeah, I can picture. They're going around. He's sitting there with a skew, and they're rattling back and forth around him. If anybody's going to be able to knock a fucking horse out, it's this guy.
So let me see how he rolls before I describe.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to Fortuna that?
Yeah, I would like to.
Okay.
That is... Okay. Yeah, so it's just a case of, like you said, these horses come charging in. He'll form a sort of small shield wall with one or two men, form on me, one will drop down, and he'll just find the next one. And he's just gone into self-preservation mode. And every time someone drops, he'll just find the next man to form that shield wall that just takes that next sort of knock from the horse, rides the punches sort of thing, and he just keeps moving along the line almost as the line's breaking, and just survives.
Okay, let's speed through our second round. This will be at no modifier. You can feel free to use the same, if you want to use the same skill, that's cool. If you want to use a different skill, use that. We'll make the roll, and then we'll give the quick narrative. So, Decanus, things are getting much worse now, no modifier. What are you using?
Yeah, I think he's trying to intimidate and inspire the troops. So he's got this thing, menacing demeanor.
Yeah.
And he's got a couple of other things that are all kind of rallied around intimidate. So it's like, I would think he's using that on his own guys to try and get them to be structured and to, get them to form up.
Okay. So give us an intimidate check at no modifier. Or intimidation, I think it's called. Intimidate in this game. Yep. Remember, we're just doing skill checks, so we just want to kind of keep the narrative flowing.
Yeah, that's just kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, absolutely. I got printed copies of all your character sheets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Intimidation. Why can't I find it?
Intimidation is under It's weird. One of them is under, I think intimidation might be under brawl. Brawn.
Yeah, it's under-
Brawn, yeah.
I was
Yeah.
looking under fellowship for some reason. I thought it'd be under that, but
Critical success. Beautiful.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice. So what I'll let you do is, if you can pick someone else, if someone else fails, I'll let you roll a d10, and they may be able to sub that in. So then we're up to Decimus, because we're going to start bringing, in the course of this flashback, we're bringing everyone together to figure out how they ended up in the tent. Decimus, you're up next. What are you doing?
I think he's struggling at this point, like kind of like struggling over the fallen soldiers to sort of like move to where there are people still fighting.
When
right?
does it
Like
dawn on Decimus what will happen if they lose the Legion, the Aquila?
I mean, probably not yet. Like, I mean, he's probably still holding it upright. He's still
Okay.
So he's. I'm imagining more of like an athletics check or something like that. Like he is literally trying to move through this difficult terrain of fallen soldiers.
Oh, and like tents on that are collapsed. Sure.
Exactly.
Yep. So athletics
And
check.
while carrying this thing, right?
Athletics
So,
check, no modifier, please.
Here we go. Ooh.
Nice. Okay. So you've kept on going. Praxis, what are you thinking?
So I think Praxis is he's looking for a place that, I don't know if it would be awareness or scrutinize, but he's looking for a place where he can set up a triage, get out of the way of the main thick of the fighting, maybe try to get to a fallback position, some place that's out of the way of the main flow and ebb of the
I think
fighting.
it's scrutinize, and I'll tell you why. Scrutinize seems to be when you're actively looking for something. Awareness is, do you notice something?
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so I'd scrutinize.
Go ahead. No
And
modifier.
he's probably giving shouts to some of the equivalent of the orderlies or no modifier, right?
No modifier. Yeah.
Shouts of like the equivalent of the orderlies, other people that he can pull back.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be the next scene. Oh
Ooh.
no!
Now hold on. Caldus may be able to intervene here with a D10. Do you want to try and help here?
What does a D10 do?
So what he's going to do? The way aid works in the game is someone else rolls a D10. You can sub that in as the tens digit.
Oh.
Because all you need is a 6 or less.
Yes.
So Titus, you want to help here? There you go,
Nice.
67. So what do we see is Praxis is maybe looking around trying to see something, and Titus, you see like coming up behind him. He's about to be skewered by something. What do you do to intervene here?
I think he yelled, "Get down, Greek, and move away from the fighting. You're going the wrong way."
You see it at the last second, Praxis, and you duck to the side, and this thing goes roaring past you. You can feel the entire earth shake, because I imagine you kind of dove for cover to get it, but you succeed. No injury. Gaius
will be looking out for the Aquilifer and the standard, because he knows every legion, well, he's not much of the fighting type, every legion has it drilled in. That's the rallying point. That's where you make your last stand. So that's where he'll find the toughest legionnaires that will defend him.
Most of the big
make
men
this
who are
mission
likely to keep me
succeed.
safe are going to be there, so let's go there.
Yeah, so that will be scrutinize or awareness or
Scrutinize for sure.
self-interest.
Yeah, I think that's scrutinize as well. Critical, so
Ooh,
same thing
crit.
too. You got a D10 you can bank in for somebody else. All right, so you're starting to make your way down to there's a Keeler who's scrambling and clambering over the bodies and the fallen things. Lucius, what are you doing?
At this stage, he's just going to rely on his training. He's just going to use his martial melee skills of keeping himself alive, basically.
That would be warfare. Warfare is the broader
warfare.
thing. Yeah.
Okay. Yep, he'll go with that.
Okay, so warfare with no modifier.
Oh, dear.
Now, Gaius, do you wish to assist here?
Yes.
Go ahead and give a
I
D10 roll.
Yeah. I assume it's of walk making my way before I notice Lucius.
Yeah. Let's see. Come
type.
on. There you go.
Oh, wow.
64
Barely.
on the nose. So what is it? What do we see as the Longinus saves Lucius, basically?
I think he's about to be sort of attacked from possibly behind, where it's not as well defended or not as aware, and then there'll be just a motion of Longinus's hand and a gust of wind will off-balance the Parthian who is about to sort of strike Lucius. Hardly noticeable in the overall chaos of the fight, but there were some words muttered and just sang.
Yep. So Lucius, you turn around and you, I think, with one word, you realize what needs to be done. That word, Aquila. You need to fall back to where the Aquila fur is. Final round. This minus 20. So this is the thickest and the worst of the fighting. We are seeing our Legion or our Vexillatio come together. What are you rolling, Titus?
I don't know. I was thinking, yeah, I'll just, can I stick with, can I go back to warfare?
Absolutely. Keep using the same thing. Play to your strengths.
Yeah, I think so. He's he's tried to be intimidating, but now he's going to fall back on his skills and try to get to the Aquila. And it's a minus 20?
Minus 20, yeah. So you can Fortuna that if you'd like, or there's currently 5 in the Mata Fortuna pool. That makes me happy.
Do fun things. Let's I'll reroll.
You're okay. Go ahead.
Not sure why. This is a tough one. Probably shouldn't be. But Kevin can fun things later. Fun things later.
Heck yeah. Look at that. Beautiful. What is it you do? What do we see is your tactics are paying off here?
Well, I think it's just he is the epitome of the trained phalanx. He is the impenetrable wall, and he literally just like one man wall, and he's trying to get other people to join him, and he's not seeing anybody. It's like we talked about earlier, people are dying all around him, and it's just the one man wall all the way to the Aquila.
Okay. So speaking of the Aquila, Decimus, what are you rolling for this last one? Minus 20.
Yeah, I feel like this is where he'd probably be. He knows his role here, and he's maybe this is like playing to his like actual personality. Like he's just sort of this born leader, and so he's just sort of using his leadership to try and control the few that are left, draw them to himself. So
go ahead and give us. Okay, now if you have described having the Aquila out, I'll let you get that plus 10. So it's only me a minus 10 to your roll.
Ooh. Okay, here we go. Yeah, he never put it away so far.
Critical success. Beautiful. It's good. Save somebody else's. So you got a D10 you can use to help somebody else.
Nice.
Praxis, what are you doing?
I think Praxis is gonna. I mean, it's a desperate situation. He was almost killed. He draws out his Gladius, doesn't use it so much, but he's pretty good at it. So he's just gonna fight. I guess he'll draw out his dagger. It's easier because you got a pack.
Okay. So
simple
I think
melee,
again,
right?
that's probably warfare then. Yeah, because it's the broader sense of things more so than the.
Okay, got it. That's fine.
But hold on, let me think.
Warfare, it's still my intelligence is pretty good.
Yeah, the thing is, it's flip to fail because it is an advanced skill. Why don't you give us hell with it? Why don't you give us a simple melee? So a Gladius is a martial weapon, so you'd be rolling just your combat at minus 20.
Okay.
So give us your roll. You don't ever roll just your stats in this. Roll martial melee at minus 20, and then there is a D10 that may be coming in for aid.
Okay.
Let's see how you're doing as you're hacking back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, warfare might have been
Look at that! Holy shit! Who is the Parthian that you take down?
Huh?
Who's the? That's got to be
probably gonna be some. It's gonna be someone that was unhorsed.
Yeah, exactly. That one's for the trailer.
I tripped on a tent stake. The horse, he made a mistake. Tripped on a tent stake. Horse tumbled down, and then Praxis is sees a way towards the Aquila, so he stabs that guy a couple times. I mean, since he knows anatomy, he can kill him very quickly, and then he runs towards the Aquila.
Okay. Remind me to come back to that. Next up is Gaius.
Staying behind Lucius, who is a nice big shield in and of himself, he will probably call upon his varied training and mutton incantation to call upon even more shielding in the form of an Aegis around him.
Okay. Why don't you give us an incantation check, minus 20.
That's
You want a Fortuna that, or?
Yes, please.
Well, we have that. We have
to help him.
Yeah.
Oh, to help. Yeah. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't I roll that first?
See if you can...
Yes.
53?
Wow.
So what do we see as Tribune Longinus is trying to get an invocation off, and Decimus, it seems like he's going to get things... maybe there is... you can see archers are riding in and lining up to shoot at him.
Yeah, maybe he just, yells out with his sort of booming voice and maybe distracts them almost, like calls their fire, kind of like draws their fire towards him or towards where he is, which is maybe a little more secure, but off of the...
This arrow goes flying through, drops one of the people next to you, and Longinus, you get your spell off. So then the final one is Lucius.
Yeah, I was thinking resolve at this point. Surviving the entire battle. He's gonna, that's what he does. He survives.
Yeah. So resolve at and also leaving your allies behind, I suppose. Right? Because you're eventually you're going to be called upon to go and hide. So give us a resolve at minus 20, please.
No.
Want a Fortuna that? Or take the hit?
Good.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's just... He doesn't take... he just survives everything. He doesn't take injuries, but I don't know if that's going to...
This isn't injury.
This is in this situation.
Reminder: the
I don't want to be metagaming.
Peril threshold works just like it does in Blackbirds or in Flames of Freedom. When you take, you don't take damage. There's not a death spiral, but what it does is it means you can't use your skill training. So the things you're good at, you're going to be not as good at.
I think it's worth one more.
Okay.
One more attempt. Yeah. Let's give it a go.
We do have the good doctor, too.
Yes, that's definitely a backup.
Look at that.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful. All right, so you come together, and then you can, again, people are dropping left and right. The sound in here has got to be deafening. You also are in a bit of a gully, so the sound of the horses and the drums and the screams of dying men are just a cacophony around you. What is it that we see to see Tribune Longinus open this door in one of the few remaining standing tents?
Yeah, I'll frantically look around for something that could work as an archway or door, and then realizing that tent is the only hope they have, or he has, he'll make for it and call to the sort of surviving legionnaires around, follow me, and then fumble for the key under his toga. And
there's like two other guys who you knew quite well. Veterans that Decanus and Lucius and Praxis have served with for 15 years. One of them stops and is going to hold the point, catches an arrow in the skull. The other is smashed just off base enough as you go in, so when Longinus closes the door, he is left outside, but not certainly dead. And once again, I want you to just put your mind to what a transition it would be for these people to go from the screaming and dying and horses and foreign tongues screaming out curses to sudden silence other than your sandaled feet walking across marbled floors. We now cut back to the aftermath. All you can hear is the sound of the night and the mountains and yourselves. What happens next, guys?
Unnatural.
Praxis, if you do take a moment to check on everyone, shockingly, nobody's injured.
Yeah.
So did we see the Tribune do this like magical portal thing?
Yeah. And like in our last session of this campaign, magic is a thing in this world. Sorcerers are, a known quantity, but they're also quite easily thrown under the bus. If you hire a sorcerer and things don't go your way, it's pretty easy to be like, well, let's fucking kill him, because he's evil. But when you need a sorcerer, boy, it's good having a sorcerer on your side.
Yeah.
Right.
None of you were aware that he had that ability, though. That was shocking.
So Medica says, with all due respect, Tribune, I thought you had whisked us away to Elysium, or at least my Elysium, all those scrolls, all that knowledge. What has happened?
Not all the knowledge in there pertains to Elysium, a good doctor. A last-ditch rescue attempt. So we look around at the carnage. Not as many saved as possible, but I see Rome still stands as I look towards the Aquila. So the mission continues.
I was afraid you would say that.
And what mission are we possibly going to complete with 5 men instead of 1,000?
We're not trying to take down armies. We're trying to root out conspirators, traitors to Rome that need dealt with, and potentially don't require much fighting, but you've all proven yourselves worthy and have survived it unscathed. So clearly the gods smile on you in this mission.
There's something that dawns on you, Praxis. When you look around, I mentioned it to Lucius at the outset, but there are no Parthians. There are no horses. There are, in fact, where are all the arrows? There are dead men with arrow wounds in them, but no arrows, no broken spear points, no sign of the opposing army.
Yeah, no dead from their side, right?
No. And Medicus, would you give us it'd be a heal check at plus 20, please. Nice. Yep. So, in the heat of the moment, you did not think anything of it. But when you think of the Gladius passing into someone, and granted, you're not on the front lines, but things have gone wrong before in your long career as a military surgeon, and you've had to take up weapons against other things. You know the difference between shoving a blade into living flesh and into dead. That thing that you stabbed your Gladius into was not living.
But solid, I guess, right?
Solid, definitely, but not living.
So I guess Medicus would maybe mumble, were we fighting ghosts, corpses?
Decanus and Lucius, would you kindly give us awareness checks at, I think, plus 10?
I have a question, Kevin.
Of course.
For keen viewers at home, is this magical place that we went a familiar place?
It would be to viewers of the first
that's what I'm talking
Charity
about.
Viewers.
Yeah.
It might be called something else back then, but
and perhaps taken over and Christianized in the interim.
Yeah.
So, Lucius, now for now, you were just too caught up in things, but Decanus, you have fought the Parthians for a very long time. In the course of that extended war of Armenian succession, you faced Parthians alongside the Armenians. Here's one of the ways where the Parthian Empire differs from Rome. And this is really this is a Roman perspective on it, is not the actual truth, because people could raise armies as long as they were rich enough. But what the legions serve Rome. The legions serve at the will of the emperor. The various military units that serve in the Parthian Empire all owe allegiance first to the various satraps, the petty kings that make up the Parthian Empire. Each supplies them. They fight in their own way. They have a variety of different standards. Some use dragons, some use eagles, some use suns. All use this symbol called the Darafish Kaviani. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that, but it's actually this really neat thing that is kind of like a Persian or Iranian fleur-de-lis. It's something that was used back in the time of the Parthian Empire and continues to appear on the Turkmenistan flag. The reason I mention that is because it was a mishmash of soldiers that you saw. When you're thinking of it, and Praxis makes you think of the oddity of fighting these things, these were men from all sorts of different satraps. They would not serve together.
Not in life.
Not in life.
If what he says is correct, it would take something like fighting after death for them to stand next to each other and fight against Rome together. That I clearly never seen.
So then anyone who has training in education, you can go ahead and give us a roll. Actually, everyone can roll in education. Just those of you who are not trained have to flip to fail.
Flip and fail.
Yeah. Look at that, though. Holy smokes.
Catching up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now, who is not trained? Oh, you're actually trained in it. That's fucking awesome.
I know.
Oh, and you're trained. Okay, so you feel that's okay. This is Roman, not the Greek thing. So we got Decanus succeeded one way or the other. Decimus, you got training in education. That's a success as well.
Yeah, I'm trained.
So here's the thing that all of you have thought of, and this is it makes sense because this is where you're traveling near. You guys are about 2 or 3 days away from the capital, from Artazata, and there was a brutal conflict between Rome and Parthian supported soldiers of the Portus in the Third Mithridatic War. Right near here, maybe a day's ride, blood-soaked plains where armies nearly ground each other to meet. And while you know not enough about the Parthian different units in their heraldry to be able to distinguish whether they are, that is, any one of you made the success can think, oh God, like we're right near the scene where potentially thousands of ghosts were all churned up. But Romans died there too. Why are there no Romans among us?
Would we ask Tribune Longinus? Does he have any? Why were there no Romans?
Sorry, Longinus, you could not pay. You didn't hear what he said because your attention was focused up on the mountain. What is that fire? That dancing flame on the mountain. With the rest of the Vexillatio, give us a scrutinize check, please. Or actually awareness. Let's see if, I think awareness would be better. Plus 10. Okay. So anyone who succeeds there, when Titus says something to Gaius or to the Tribune, you notice that Gaius is just staring off into space, somewhere up the mountain, and none of you see what he sees.
Oh, sorry, we were all allowed to roll?
Yeah, everyone's allowed to roll. Yeah, plus 10.
Oh, okay.
So you've asked Titus, Longinus. Everyone's been very quiet, and you look around, and you didn't hear what Titus asked you.
Are we ready to leave?
We might not be able to response.
We're waiting for you.
He's up. Look around, a bit confused. Dance towards the mountaintop once more. Sorry, what was the question?
At that, you begin to hear it again. Ba-bum, 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 ba-bum. The drums. The drums of the Parthians. Now let me bring us over somewhere. Guys. Get you set up here. Okay.
It's a session called Groundhog Day.
This year's charity session is brought to you by Crazy Weird.
Yeah.
All right.
Kev, I don't know what the Roman Empire ever did to you, but you can really, consider it avenged at any point. All right, here we go. And I think I have something a little more tense picked out for our Muzak now. Now, I'm going to put the Fortuna, Mala Fortuna token kind of off to the right of this, but let me bring you over here. I will shift ping to bring you guys over here. What you see through the fog at the far end of the camp as you all look back and forth trying to figure out what has happened. And you're going to have to use a little bit of imagination on this because I could not find this specific thing I was looking for. But what I did find is a historically contemporaneous cataphract. Now, what I want you to picture is if you were to take Tolkien's Nazgul and depict them as cataphracts with burning eyes, a malevolent presence, that is what you would see. And that has... Oh, hold up. I made... Oop. I fixed the map here. Hold on. You guys don't need to move anywhere, but I'm just going to make this map a little bit bigger. I'm not supposed to have so much. Oh, come on, you. There we go. All right.
Now I want to know what everything is in Latin, just for some reason I don't know.
Welcome to my last week. All right. And what you see slowly riding forward, accompanied by the roaring of the drums. And I say roaring because you think of, it's a terrible fucking comparison. The only thing I can think of is I years ago took my dad is a big NASCAR fan, so I took him to see NASCAR. I have never been at a sporting event where I felt the sound in my chest like I did there. The sound of those engines is unfucking like anything else. It hits you like a wave that like palpably hits. That is the sound of what those drums would be like. You can feel it in the back of your teeth. Two of these figures ride out slowly, as if they want you to see. Their burning eyes deep within their helms looking at you. And drifting behind them Longinus, would you give us a resolve check at plus 20, please? And I'll check what the result is in a second here. Nice. You keep your shit together when you see, let's see here. Drifting in the back. Here you go, guys.
Oh, man.
Darn.
That looks familiar. Trying to figure out why that looks familiar.
Now, what we're going to do, guys, is because I like the way it works in Blackbirds, let me put the villains in the initiative order so you know where they are. Only you will be rolling initiative. I'm not rolling. It will be the... yeah, really.
You've just ruined Burning Man for all of us, Cap.
Okay. We are all, I think, the demographic for that, so...
Yeah.
Okay, so that will be 11 for them, and no one is surprised, so everyone has their action points at the start of each round here, and there we go. So, would you kindly each click on your token and then roll initiative, please?
Burning Man.
Nice.
It's on combat, right?
It's in the combat.
Under combat, yeah.
Yeah. There.
I was getting good at these sheets when we did our little thing.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they're good. I like the sheets.
Definitely. Yeah, I think they're yeah, to be honest, even just the coloring of it, I like seeing the green when it's success, red on failure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And not looking at a white sheet. There's so many white sheets. Having this like multi-tone dark sheet, so nice.
Agreed. Okay, so first things first here. Now, we have everyone set in order, but guys, I got this butt ton of Malafortuna points, and it really seems unfair that we start this way. So why don't I spend, let's see here, 1, 2. I'll spend 2 to get my Burning Man a little higher up in the initiative order. And yeah, I'm gonna sit on the rest. I got something planned for that. All right, so then top of the round is Tribune Longinus. Now I've got it set up so each square is 1 meter. It's yards in Zweihander, but we're going to treat them as the same for this. There isn't a yards feature in the in Roll20. So your movement is in yards, just count it as squares. Diagonals count as normal amounts or normal counts. Just remember, you need to spend Fortuna points if you want to bank any AP with it. Longinus, what are you doing?
Trying not to panic and keeping it together as these
that's actually a good
terrifying
point.
cataphracts appear.
Sorry, I forgot. Hold on. The undead cataphracts, I believe, have a sanity blasting quality, which I think will require a resolve check to start. Let's see here.
Makes sense.
Sanity blasting. This is so a resolve check with no modifier, please.
For everyone?
Just on the tart of your turn. Start of your turn. This is the pastry portion of the session. Look at that critical success! Beautiful. All right. So yeah, no problem whatsoever. I'm actually going to give you a +10 in your first roll. I think they did. Not only were you not frightened by these things, you are angered. What are you doing?
Yes. I think he won't know if this would work or not, but he'll realize that as terrifying as the cataphracts are, the real danger is that floating, burning monstrosity behind them. So he'll reach one of his scrolls and try and summon his own arcane power and just throw fire at the creature.
Nice. Oh, hold up.
Realizing it might not work because it is already on fire, but hopefully magical fire and all that.
Definitely. All right. So hold on. I gotta.
This is where the whole fight fire with fire started from.
Yeah.
No, fingers crossed.
I fucked up, and I just need to quickly realign our cameras. I hit back for some reason. Apparently, I have been getting not enough sleep for prep for this. So let's see here. There's you. There's you. There's Dave. There's Carl. Okay, sorry about that. Now I can go back to the map. Nothing but pro DMing here, guys, I tell you. All right. There we go. All right. So, are you calling on power? How are you spending your 3 AP?
I think this is lesser magics. Or generalist petty magics.
Yeah, but what you can also do is channel beforehand. Every point you channel, you get plus 10 to your roll, but then you have to roll chaos dice and get corruption afterwards. But you've also got an ability that lets you get rid of chaos dice and not roll them. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think he's well, keeping it together, there's an element of, oh no, this is very bad. So yeah, he'll instinctively try and draw on more power. So okay. I will use
so that
one AP to channel.
Sounds good. Yeah, I think that's. Let's see here. Channel. Yeah, channel power is only 1 AP regardless of how much you choose to channel.
Yeah, I'll channel just one extra step.
Okay. So what does it look like as you channel this power in and then try and unleash it?
He's clutching this scroll and just muttering an incantation, not in Latin or Greek or any language probably anyone around him understands, or he doesn't even fully understand it. And then just close his eyes for a moment, and when he opens them, there's just fire burning in his eyes, and he makes some sort of imperious gestures with his hand.
Nice!
And a bolt of flame will shoot out and hopefully do something.
Go ahead and give us a casting plus 10 on your roll.
So it's plus 10 from petty magic, plus 10 from channeling.
So plus 20. Yeah, sorry, Anna was right. She was trying to remind me.
Let's see. Then you said plus 10 for the critical success?
And plus 10 for the critical success, so plus 30 in total.
Yes.
Let's see.
Fingers crossed this works.
Here we go. Oh, thank God it was that high. Holy smokes. So actually, you know what? If you click on the spell itself under spells, it will make the roll for you as well, and then it also rolls damage. I think I set it up that way. We'll take that roll. Like you don't need to re-roll it, but you go to spells. There you go. Yeah, critical success. Well, that would have been great. So if you click on not the incantation, the actual spell. Next. There is a little I think a bubble. There you go. 15 points of damage. Okay, so 15 is what you rolled on this. Now, what this thing is going to do, though, is as you do that, unsurprisingly, the kind of scary fire corpse mage-looking thing is capable of counterspelling. So, it is going to try and counterspell. Now, because you had a plus 20 on this from plus 10 from your modifier, it's going to get minus 10 on the counter spells. Not going to count the channeling and the other stuff that went into it. But here we go. Failed. So that hits this thing. And
it took 1 extra action point for it to counterspell. My battle magic talent.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's awesome.
Sweet.
Okay, so it's down to only 1 AP. I forgot about that ability. That's awesome. All right, so you hit this thing. And it seems to, the force of it more so than the burning hits this thing. But kind of looks up at you, not pleased. Okay, so it has taken it's done a 2. All right, so that is it for Longinus, and he has used everything to do so. Next up is.
Do I need to roll chaos dice?
Oh, you do. Yeah, let's roll a chaos die. Oh, but hold on, you only had 1. I think you've got that ability to ignore 1, don't you?
No, I ignore corruption if I don't roll a 6. So if chaos doesn't manifest, I don't gain the corruption.
Where is it here?
I think it's that left-handed path.
Oh, that's yeah, man. Student of sorcery. Is that what I'm thinking of? When you channel.
No, again.
Oh no, that's nothing. I don't know why I thought that. Who made these characters anyway? So yes, go ahead and roll your chaos dice. Let's see. Oh, close. All right, but order prevails. So the light has been the night has been lit up by this pylum of fire. Ars Magica reference for that strikes this hovering spectral fiery phantom. Titus, what are you doing? You got 3 AP.
Okay, so he's going to start with inspiring words. It is a leadership test in an attempt to raise the morale of his comrades with a stirring speech.
I love it.
So he'll be like, Parthian ghosts or whatever these are, no might for the power of Rome, form up on me and live to fight another day. And so I get to do a leadership test.
Yep.
Because I'm unharmed, it's currently a plus 20 to the leadership test.
Amazing.
So plus 20.
Success. So then, now, do you have anything that modifies the results?
Nope, but I have this, which is why I did it. Military formation. When you successfully use inspiring words in combat, both you and your allies raise their initiative by 3.
Nice! Incredible. All right, so everyone add 3 to your initiative.
So all the guys who are just below the dudes,
yeah,
are going to be moving up a little bit, which is good because I'm trying to counteract Kev's movement.
That does bump Lucius. I'll remind you guys, and I did this before too, the scutum have the formation ability. If you're adjacent to someone who has a scutum, you get plus 10 on top of the plus 10 you get for the defensive quality. So plus 20. All right, so then that is amazing. Yeah, you call out. You have 2 more AP. What are you doing? And everyone also gets plus 1 to damage threshold and peril threshold.
So it adds like actual points to us, or what is it?
Yeah, it actually.
Like
so you can go in your character sheet. There's a modifier in there. You guys can add plus 1. You will have already a 3 in there. Same thing with Longinus. Just raise it up by 1.
Okay, so that's damage threshold and peril
because that's
threshold.
at the end of combat. So your damage threshold, peril threshold, you can put 1 in as a modifier. Everyone gets it 1 higher. That's awesome. 2 more AP. What do you want to do?
I'm actually going to move right in next to Decimus.
Okay.
Decimus, he doesn't use a shield, does he? He
doesn't have one right now, no.
Okay, so I'm going to move in front of him.
Okay.
And so I told everybody, form up on me, live, fight another day, and then I'm going to step in front of Decimus.
Okay, so you hustle up there, and you have 1 more.
And maybe 1... So that'll be where it's not exceeding my move.
Yeah.
No. Okay. And then I'm going to hold AP for these nasty-looking horse dudes who are probably going to charge in and attack me.
Okay.
I'm not standing in the front.
Okay, so waiting. All right. Then it is Lucius. What are you doing, Lucius? 3 AP.
Yep, seeing Gladius move forward. I'm going to move forward. Shield locked in. Form a wall between us. And at this stage, I think he'll hold, waiting for them to come to us.
Okay. Remember as well that you need to keep AP for defenses.
Yeah, so he's keeping all the rest for defense.
Okay. Then it is Okay, this. So I'm going to spend 5 Mala Fortuna as the... So he gets his AP back. He's injured. But the... what do you call it? The fiery phantom begins twisting and chanting and calling out something. So it's really weird, but the Canis, you could swear that this is the language you've served with auxiliaries from Germania. He seems to be speaking the language of the tribes of Germania. Longinus, you of course know this. Then what I'd like is, let's see here, who is feeling... Jeffrey, would you give us a D6 roll, please?
I'm always lucky.
Nice. All right. Then...
Portals, speaking German. So very similar.
What is happening is you can feel... I think it's Decimus, you were the one who notices this first. But seemingly at that phantom's call, the dead men are rising.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. The one nearest you, as it... Actually, I mean, all the ones that you see that are staggering up. This is what they look like. There you go, guys. The ones who are rising that you see, Decimus, they are Dacians. How are men from 1,000 miles away? You fought these in the province of Moesia. Those unusual conical helmets, those dangerous hooked swords that seem designed to reach over the scutum and strike legionaries. They are what is shambling up from around you.
Mm.
That is
Very
it
strange
for him. Next is Praxis. What are you doing? Oh, you there, Carl?
Yes, I'm here. Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Praxis turn. What are you doing?
All right. Ooh, I guess he's gonna move to see what. I guess drawing your weapon is a 1, right? Is 1.
Is one AP. Yeah.
And moving is 1.
Yeah.
I guess he'll move to here in front of the Tribune.
Okay.
And I'll hold to see what these things are about.
Okay.
I'll hold right, like for defense.
Oh, you save one to see what it's doing.
Yeah,
Got it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Okay, perfect. Then it is the Parthians' turn. The two of them simultaneously prop their horses. This is just an aside. It's fucking bonkers to me to think that... Think of how much armor they're wearing, that they are going into charges, that they're wearing all that armor. This is before the invention of stirrups. It's fucking thigh strength alone that's keeping these guys on the horse. Bonkers.
Wow. Yeah,
crazy.
All right, so then this, what's here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's a hustle to get them in. And then I think I can do another hustle to get them in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And they got reach with those stupid things, so they can try and get an attack off on you. Now, you only need to defend when you are suffering damage. So, you don't need to call ahead of time whether you're going to parry or not. Let's see here. All right, so the first one, where is he? Anna's very excited. Tell me what's going through Lucius and Titus's mind as these things come charging in on you.
What the hell are these?
Yeah, Lucius would just be thinking, how do we get out of this one? He's just, his war brain is just constantly ticking in these situations. It's not what they are, it's how do we deal with it.
Survive, yeah. All right, so as they come crashing in, the one spear against Titus, you the curve of your spear shield, you get it up in time, it deflects it off. You need not spend that AP. Lucius, I do need a parry from you though.
Okay.
And you are in shield formation, so you get plus 20 to your parry check.
Okay.
Critical success. What the hell is it with? Oh, let's see here.
Yeah. Way to go, Darren.
You regain 1 AP.
Nice.
So you still have 1 AP with you.
And he's got all these different shield effects, but does he get to use them? Because they got lances, so I don't know if he'd get to use them. He
What
normally
shield
gets
effects
to
are you thinking of?
retaliate and stuff.
The retaliation thing?
Yeah, things like that.
You don't have a reach weapon, so unfortunately, because these long
that's
spears...
what I'm saying, because they're lances,
Yeah.
Okay.
You knew who you have to thank for those long lances, too? Fucking Alexander the Great. So take it up with him. All right, then it is Decimus's turn. Were you in Decimus?
Yeah, I'm gonna move into position. Do I have to be in a straight line or just touching the other people using the shield?
Just as long as you're adjacent to them.
Okay, so I'll move here so that we're sort of forming a little. Actually, I'll move like this so there's a space for like our wizard.
Were you picking up a scutum?
Yeah, that's what I did. Remember when I took the.
Well, you were. I know you
Aquila
left you
off of the thing.
Yeah,
that's what the plan was. Yeah.
So here, I'm gonna spend. I'm gonna get a Fortuna from you to just confirm that. We didn't confirm that.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what we said. Yeah.
So, but it's easy. That's what the whatever it's called, the oraculum change with Fortuna is for.
Yeah, and now I can't reach them.
Ooh, these dead are like.
In this game, can I hold an action for if he steps into my square?
You can, but you have to spend. I think you have to spend Fortuna to try and interrupt them. It's under the wait action.
Okay, yeah, I'll wait.
Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, the wait action is under special actions.
Okay.
The thing is, wait, you have to hold all your AP in reserve. So you can't split up. You can keep 1 AP back, but you can't. That's really for defenses. There are Walking Dead that have yet to go.
Right.
So
okay, yeah, but my character has one of my little special things is I have a extra AP every turn just for defense.
Yep. So you're going to have, if you hustled over there and you got yourself in position, you have 3 AP for defenses right now.
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
Okay. All right. So then it is the dead. Now these are Walking Dead as presented by the auteur, Zack Snyder, because these things move super fast. So these things use 1 action to scramble to their feet, and they can still move 1 square when they do so. Okay, so they're up to their feet. Now, standing up does attract an attack of opportunity. So, Medicus, you want to try and whack this thing?
Yeah, does it count as an action?
0 action, 0 AP.
Yeah, it's weird. I have a Gladius and a Pugio, but which one uses simple?
The Pugio is the thing you're better at. The Gladius is just, it's sort of like, as a member of the Legion, you've got a Gladius.
Okay, so it's probably going to use his Pugio, right?
Okay, sure.
That's what you would have drawn. Okay. You'll stab at it? Oh.
Nice! So that's a hit. These things
I should have rolled on the combat. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. You'll have an opportunity to do that now because I need you to roll damage. These things are mindless. They are not defending themselves.
Yeah.
Nice. 14.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1, 2. All right, so that is, look at this. 3 down. Unfortunately, because they are, I don't think they suffer injuries. Where's my things? There's a printout screen you can get for the what do you call it, for Zweihander, and it has all the different abilities, like the traits from the monsters.
If only we had a Child Van Helios with us to enchant our weapons.
Yeah, really. Reanimator. Let's see.
Miss Blackbirds, I don't know you guys. This is just a great reminder that Blackbirds was so much fun.
It was an amazing game. 100% agree. All right, then. Oh, it's got Retribution as well. Or Holy Retribution. Hoo. All right. No, so it does. Carl, would you give us a roll of 1D or 1 Chaos Dice, please?
Okay.
See if the sucker suffers an injury. Not yet. Okay. Getting the old injury cards out, though. I am ready for you guys to kill these things. Okay, so next up is end of the round. Oh, and I got to finish these actions. So I got 1 action. Yeah, this thing moves in for hustle, and then my final action will be to attack Decimus. I'm coming for you. Let's see here. That is a hit. So you want to spend one of your bazillion...
Yeah, bazillion AP to pick. Is it on the... Oh, it's on the skills.
On the combat.
Tree.
Nope, on the combat.
Oh.
It's just below initiative.
Oh, there it is.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, my parry is way better than mine.
And remember, you got plus 20 to this as well. So yeah, you defend it. Now, do you have anything that triggers on a successful parry? Some of you guys do.
I don't remember reading something. I don't remember seeing that under my stuff.
Okay. Aquila for Phalanx training. When you parry a melee weapon with a shield, immediately make an opportunity attack against the same opponent.
Oh.
You may only make this attack if you are wielding a melee weapon with a fast quality. Every one of our legionaries has that training. So go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and give us an attack with your Gladius.
Oh, which is fast.
Yep.
Great.
Both the Pelum and the Gladius are both fast.
Oh, nice.
So that is 9. Awesome. So that is 1 down. Okay. Once that number reaches 6, they go down. So then we got 1, 2. Yeah. Racing over to you, Lucius. You have 1 left over. I did hit.
Okay, I shall parry that.
Go ahead and parry. Plus 20.
Yep.
Success. You want to give us an attack?
I certainly will.
12. Nice. Okay. Then that is 3. Give us a chaos dice roll, please.
Chaos.
Yeah. Oh, Tribune Longinus.
Oh, I've lost the chaos dice. Oh, there it is. Just 1, yeah.
Just 1, yeah. Okay, good. Do you have another AP left, Longinus?
Yes, I do.
I have.
Oh, sorry, not forgive me, Lucius.
Lucius, yeah.
You got another one left over?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right, because of that recovery. Fucking awesome. Give us another parry, please.
Okay. He gets an extra.
And is rooting for you. Success.
Turn as well.
Nice.
Go ahead and do your counterattack. Nice. Holy smokes. Look at this. Give us another chaos dice roll, and then Longinus. I critically hit you. You cannot parry this. So this thing comes in and bites you.
Oh.
So
Do you normally roll chaos dice when you hit them, Kev?
What this is for injury. Because he's hit them, I'm letting you guys roll for their potential injuries.
Because Vicious adds a D6.
It adds a D6?
That's what I was just reading. I was trying to figure out what Vicious mean.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Then, the heck is it? I got too many screens around me. Let's see. Yes, you should be rolling 1 extra dice if with each of these. So go ahead, and anyone who has rolled a chaos dice thus far, go ahead and roll again.
Is it Pugio too, or the no?
Pugio, I can't remember if it's vicious.
I'll look.
Okay,
Put it in the.
Lucius.
These things don't bleed, do they?
Oh yeah, they do. These are juicy ones. All right.
Well, I mean, like bleed, like they get the bleed condition because my knife does bleed because of my.
Bleed is only on a crit, I believe.
On a crit, okay.
Yeah, I double check that, but that's the way I remember it working in.
Okay. The Pugio is also vicious.
Dislocated shoulder. So, Lucius, as that first one comes in, you hammer down and it breaks the arm. One of them is 1 less AP per round.
Cool.
So I should roll an extra chaos dice?
Yeah, roll an extra chaos dice.
I need to also. It's vicious.
Oh, beautiful. And they must make a toughness test. Love it. So let me make a toughness test.
Yeah.
Okay.
If that applies, I don't know because there was.
It definitely would. Oh yeah.
Okay.
So this one, unfortunately, that's not enough to. They made their toughness check.
Yeah.
All right.
And
so
I did not get a chaos 6.
Did not get a chaos. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna put an X for the one that's getting 1 less AP, and then Longinus, you were unfortunately bit by this thing. Let's see. Dog shit roll though. I think your armor and
thanks to the inspiring words from the Canis Caldus earlier, that does not injure me.
Nice. All right. So then, guys, that brings us to the end of round 1. Here's what I think we do, because it's going to be a little bit for this thing. Why don't we take our mid-session break right now, and then we'll come back and I'll try and eat your legionaries. Sound good? Okay. So back in 5 minutes, everyone.
All right.
All right. Let's see. Oh, yeah, you guys will have to roll initiative again. And then my gobblers get trained. Gobble, yeah. Okay. So just waiting for Carl and Dave. Oh, hey, everybody is joining us in chat too. Hope you're having a great weekend. And you are enjoying our effort to crush a legion. Okay. Oh, is everyone... Carl, are you back? Doesn't sound like it. Okay. Why don't everyone click on their token and go ahead and click on initiative. There we go. And when Carl gets back, we'll get Praxis to do the same. And. I got that 1 point for Fortuna. Remember, you can spend Fortuna to get extra AP as well, if you choose. And there is not a limit on the amount of Fortuna you can spend in a round. Although I did spend seemingly 5 Fortuna to cash in for 5, Dacian zomboids, so figure out what the economy is like here. Okay. It is apparently a buyer's market for Dacian zomboids. So, and I'm using the dice actually today from the Zweihander starter set. I was going to use my Blackbirds dice that I got with my Wrath of the Gods thing, or Servant of the Gods. I decided to give these guys a try because they're kind of cool. And they got evil on the chaos for the 6s. All right. Okay. Hold on. Let's see here.
Was the initiative bonus? Was that a one-off?
No, it continues. Oh, wait. I think it persists. Those bonuses it lasts till the end of combat. So go ahead and adjust your initiatives up by 3 each.
Yeah. Okay.
And then.
We don't re-roll, do we?
Yeah, click on your token and go ahead and re-roll initiative. The enemies don't roll, only the player characters do. Nice. And remember to add +3 to that too.
Yeah, I put the +3 in there.
Nice. Okay. Good.
Oh, I didn't click on my freaking token.
Oh, it's okay. You can adjust it yourself.
I can adjust it.
Yeah, and then I'll adjust the initiative.
Yeah, because we roll every round, correct?
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. I'm using the Blackbirds rules for that. Okay. Yep. All right. There's ever a session that really kind of captures my style of DMing. It's like, just having a rough understanding of 3 different games. We're going to use bits and pieces from each of them, guys. Like, how hard is this? Come on. All right. So then, whoa, look at this. Oh, boy. We have some very quick folks here. Now, does anyone wish to spend Fortuna to try and move their position? Titus, you are currently acting after the zomboids.
Yeah, how much do I need to spend to get
just 1 to move up 1 each Fortuna you spend moves yourself 1 spot on the initiative ladder.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yes. More Fortuna. Mala Fortuna. Okay. So let me move you up there. So I'm looking at like, Dave, why aren't you moving yourself on the initiative order? I mean, you don't have access to it, but why are you not? All right, so Decimus, you are up first. What are you doing?
Okay.
So you get 1 extra AP for defending.
Yeah, so I'm going to attack the guy in front of me.
They are not defending at all. Okay. Now, how are you attacking? Are you doing a regular strike?
Yeah.
Regular melee attack. Okay. So that is a hit. That does.
Is this always vicious? Like every time I hit, I should hit the chaos
No.
dice?
Only if you inflict an injury.
Oh, okay.
When you inflict an injury, you do that. It's also punishing, which I think means you can spend an extra AP to do 1d6 extra damage.
Oh.
I think that's what punishing does. Let me double check.
It does in Blackbirds, yes.
Yeah, if that's right, I am 100% doing that.
I will say, if you're doing on the DM screen, the the what do you call it? The Zweihander character folio has a surprising amount of really useful stuff in the back, including all the qualities for the weapons, every weapon in the Zweihander game, all the combat things in it. Like it's like a DM screen but for players. Really good.
That's very cool.
Mm-hmm. Punishing, yeah. After striking the foe, you can spend 1 extra AP to do 1d6 extra damage. Remember, you can also spend Fortuna to add 6 to the total.
Just do the extra dice.
Extra dice, nice. That's 5, so that's 7 points of damage, or 17 total. 1, 2, 3. What is he at right now? Mm-hmm. Let me think here. I always get myself in knots trying to remember the staging down in this game, which is just my own problem. Here we go. Alrighty. Okay, 5 is when you die. Oh wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 points of damage. That's 1. 6 is when they die. Okay, so Jeffrey, would you kindly give us... So this thing is going to be near to death. If you spend a Fortuna, this thing goes down.
Oh, yep, done.
This is a reminder. The staging between different stages of things is 6. So if you spend that Fortuna, basically you're bumping up to do 1 extra wound. So,
yeah,
1 Fortuna, this thing goes down. Which one is my initiative tracker? Okay. All right. So what does it look like? That was 2 AP you've spent so far.
Yeah, I think it's just, over the top of the shield and just a crushing blow. This is just pure adrenaline right now. He's never fought anything remotely like this.
You still have 3 AP. No, 2 AP.
No, 2.
2. What are you doing?
Well, I'm going to use them defensively because those guys on the horses have long reach weapons, right?
They do, yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to get touched.
Then, Praxis, what are you doing?
Praxis' first action is going to stab that creature in front of him.
Heck yeah. Go ahead.
I'll use the combat this time.
Yep. Aim can be used to get plus 10 if you have nothing else to do with AP.
No, I'm able to kind of see what's going on.
Okay. Okay, solid hit. Now, that is punishing as well. Apugio, you could spend an extra AP to add another D6 to damage. If you want.
Did you change that? Because I'm looking on the your Percepta. I don't see that, but it's Pugio.
Oh, I could have. Hold on, let me see. I could have fucked up when I entered your stuff. Pugio. No, you're absolutely right. It's actually fast, finesse, light, and weak. Yeah. So that's the wrong thing. Okay, so then.
But I can. That'll be 4, right? So that's 1 extra wound on it. Is that right? Or no?
That would be. Let's see here. 1. Yes, that'd be 1 extra wound. So that'd be 4. You would need 2 more to take it down altogether.
Okay.
So go.
Well, I'll
first. Yeah, why don't you roll the 2 chaos dice?
Okay.
See what kind of wound it suffers, because this is a serious injury now. Yes!
Ooh.
Okay, and this one, shuffling my cards. Minor concussion. Until fully recuperated, it remains incapacitated. You have knocked out a zombie. How does that feel? Perhaps you have an understanding of like how the brain functions, and you just smash that bit.
Yeah, like I kind of maneuver, and when I stab, I try to stab like directing towards the brainstem, and I get a lucky shot.
What do you call it? Walter Freeman, the guy who loved doing the popularized lobotomies in the U.S.
How bad is the Tribune injured, or is he injured? Oh, he didn't get injured.
He didn't get injured, actually.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I felt very inspired.
Look back. You have 2 more.
My second action is going to step back here.
Okay.
And I feel like, well, I'm going to attack I guess it's a -10 this time. I'm going to attack the zombie.
Yep. So you look out. Go ahead and.
Well, because I was focused. Hopefully, still maintains focus on the Tribune. And
nice. A hit. That's 8. So that'll be enough to.
Yep.
Make it slightly wounded. Okay, so you hack at this thing that's trying to drag the Tribune down. Tribune, you're
It is
next.
like Galen's. It is like Galen's anatomy class. Slice, slice.
Oh, before you go, Praxis, do you want to spend any Fortuna to bank AP for defenses? Carl?
You know, no, I'm not going to.
Not gonna? Can't.
Yeah, I
So
don't know how
Gaius.
I'm not sure if guys knows that this will work or not, but he'll focus on the one in front of him and he'll try and dispel whatever magic is animating it.
Ooh,
by using
interesting.
dispel magic on it.
Yeah. Okay, so go ahead and give us a... Let's see, I can't remember how to spell magic, but I have that card right here. I can read. Spell magic. After successfully casting this spell, you immediately cause one magical spell effect to end permanently. So, what do you wish to... What do you wish to... do you wish to channel whatsoever with it?
Yes, I think I will channel for one.
For one? Okay.
And this is general magic, so it's plus 10.
Yep.
Is it?
So this is General's Magic, yeah, so it'll be plus 10. Plus 20
So
from the channeling. Nice. Okay, so... And that is... Oh... I think you might be entering the modifiers twice. No, that's not right. Hold on, why is that so... No, never mind. You're just that good at it. Ignore me. Ignore me completely. It's like real... Okay, so that, yes, successful. So go ahead and click on this. So what happens is it is, in fact, a thing. The corpse drops down, and what falls at the feet is not like Decimus has been seeing. It is the corpse of one of your fellow legionaries. That was 2 AP. You have 1 left.
I will bank 1 for defenses.
Okay.
And I'll have to roll chaos for the channeling.
Yeah. Oh, you're good for now. Lucius, what are you doing? 3
Okay.
AP.
I'm going to attack this one directly in ahead of me.
Okay.
With my Gladius.
Okay, go right ahead. That has a hit. So 12 is 1, 2. If you spend 1 Fortuna or you spend an extra AP, that goes down.
Yeah, I'll spend the extra action point.
Okay. So what does it look like as you throw yourself over and then kill this thing?
Yeah, he's just in self-defense mode. It's just very army sort of standard. He's bashing with a shield, thrust, put the shield back. It's just gone back into classic Roman sort of techniques.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy at all.
So you have 1 AP left.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the other one.
Okay.
So it'll be minus 10.
Nice 10.
How'd you apply the minus 10? Because it rolls straight away, doesn't it?
No, it should prompt you.
Does it? Oh, no, it does, yeah. So, minus 10.
Ooh. Fortuna then?
No, he's going to rely on his defense to help him out.
Speaking of defenses, you have 0 AP right now.
Well, he gets 1 because of his training. So he gets lightning reactions. He gets
Fantastic.
additional in defense.
Okay, then it is Titus. What are you doing?
Titus is going to try and intimidate this mounted guy that's right to the bottom left.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's possible, given that it's probably some kind of apparition, but I'm going to give it a try.
Okay.
And you want me to put any? Is it more difficult than standard, or?
Hold on here. It is. Oof! I'm just checking to see what. Okay, you can try. No modifier.
No modifier?
Yeah. Nice. Unfortunately, again, picture now school.
Yeah, he wasn't sure. So
Yeah, no, that's it.
Dave figured it's not worth it, but it was worth a shot.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so you try and shout out this thing, and it seems to be rearing back and it's going to spear you once again.
Okay, well, I'm going to move in. I'll stay locked with Lucius.
Yeah.
Decimus is going to have to reset, but that's okay. He's out of range from that creature for now.
Okay.
Does it attack me when I move forward?
It does not, no.
Okay, then I will just...
That's actually a good question. Hold on. Reach. Only when they charge or run, so you're good.
Okay, that's good to know. As a wily old vet, I'm sure he figured that out too. He's like, "Oh, I'm just going to move in and attack."
Definitely.
It. So,
you spent a decade fighting these fuckers in these hills.
Yeah. So comes out with the Gladius.
What's the old Roman saying? It ain't your first time to this rodeo.
That's exactly what we say.
Yeah. What now? So that is a solid hit. Were you attacking him or the horse?
I was attacking him.
Good, because the horse is extremely heavily armored.
Yeah, it looks pretty heavily armored. So.
Yeah. Okay, so that is a solid hit. I don't think I have any. No, I have no AP left, so that he's defenseless. But that is enough. Look at this! Look at this! Look at this!
Knock him off the horse. Oh.
Your numbers are up on the board. Now you could spend a fortuna. That is.
Sorry?
So you have no AP left, but you could spend a. Well, actually, here's what you could do if you really want to get greedy. You could spend a fortuna to get an extra AP, and then spend that on vicious, and you could spend a fortuna to roll to add 6 to the result.
How much did I damage him? It's hard to see here.
2.
2.
So he's down 1. One down.
Nope, I'm going to rely on the Legion. So
Okay,
I will get an AP for defense.
Okay.
So I'll spend a fortuna for an AP.
One more fortuna.
So I'm not completely defenseless.
Okay. And then it is, if that's it for you, zombie time. So first off, we've got, let's see here. One on, so Lucius, this thing's going to try and attack you. It only has 2 AP, unfortunately. But that is a hit, not a crit. So you can defend against this.
Yeah, let's try and.
Okay. You got plus 20 because you're still in formation.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a success. You want to counterattack?
Well, I certainly will.
That's a hit. 11 is 2 more. Oh boy. Give us 3 chaos dice roll, please.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, so this is a grievous injury, our first grievous injury of the session.
Yeah.
Mutilated hand until fully recovered. You cannot use the hand. So this thing tries to grab at you, and you just cut the hand off. It has 1 more action.
Can I enforce my what's it called? Shield slam, just to knock him back.
Let's see here.
I'll just put it in chat.
Yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, even better.
Oh no, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Oh no. So yeah, shield slam. Sorry.
Go.
Makes it powerful, so I think it knocks it back, and then it's got to use its action point to get back in. Was the theory?
Let's see here. Powerful. They immediately after striking engage foe, weapons of this quality force a foe to resist with toughness or be shot back. Yeah, so I have to make a toughness check. That's great. I failed. So yeah, you slam. Wow, you cut this thing's hand off and slam it back. How far? One yard?
It didn't say, but I assumed he'd have to use an action point to move back in if he was out of range. So.
Oh, to the engagement. Yeah. So you slam this thing back. Yeah, and that's exactly what it has to do, is it staggers forward. Yeah. And that's the extent of it for this round. It's now busted shoulder, missing a hand. This is why we can't have nice zombies, guys. Then it is... he's going to wait until after the cataphracts go. So, Undead Cataphract is going to first... Lucius, he's going to try and stab you. Oh, it's a critical hit. You cannot defend against this.
I haven't got any anyway. Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Fortunately, you do not. You're a tough mamma jamma. Here we go. 10. I don't think that even gets through your defenses, does it? Your toughness?
He's got a damage threshold of 15.
Yeah, so that doesn't even hits you in the armor. Does not get through. Then let's see. Yeah. Okay. Oh, there's one ability. What does that do? I like it's clever that they've got all these traits that communicate what the thing does. But when you've got this many traits on the thing, like maybe just put them on the cards, like. Oh yeah, so I'm just making sure I'm not rolling an extra dice for damage. All right. So that first effort does not get through. Second one is -10. That is a miss, and then he'll try third time. They actually have a defensive thing as well. I hit that time, but you can defend. Do you have any?
Run out.
Run out. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. 10 once again. So hits you twice. Does not get through your armor. Decanus. We're going for you now.
Aye.
Oh, actually, you know what? We should pick on the guy who's vulnerable. Yeah, we're going to try and go for Lucius again. So I hit with the first one. It's only 9 points of damage. Second attack, -10. That's a hit as well, not a crit. 12, still not through the armor. Final one, -20.
Maybe he should attack me.
That is a miss. Sorry?
Maybe he should attack me.
He's completely ignoring you. They're both ganging up on Lucius, but none of them, the ones that did hit, they cannot get through his armor.
Then, that's that Luricus segmentata. It's just quality stuff.
It's pretty good stuff. Then let's see here. The Burning Man is up next. And then what he does is he gestures and says, again, in a language that seems like what the Garmanian auxiliaries speak. He gestures.
I will try to counterspell.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Okay, so counterspell. Let's see here.
1 AP reaction.
I'm trying to think if it's the... yes, good. Okay. Oh, no, but that only if it's targeting you.
Oh, see. Oh, okay, whenever you... Okay,
yeah.
Never mind.
I can't remember. Do you have an ability that allows you to counterspell stuff on other people?
No, I have an ability that makes me better at it, but I don't think I can extend the protection to others.
All right, so I have 2 that are going out. He gestures, little flecks of embers go away. And let's see here. His incantation is pretty good. Whoosh. Okay. Oh. All right. Decanus. You're holding up or Titus, you got your shield up, and then suddenly the shield grows molten hot, as if it had been dipped in the fire, and you have to cast it to the ground in order to avoid injuring yourself. Sorcery has been used on you. You have cast your thing to the ground, and it is, give us a 1d3 roll. Roll low. Okay, it is 1 yard away from you, so it's 1 square of you. Oh, toss it over. That is the end of the round. Guys, top of the round, Everyone click on your token and go ahead and click on initiative. Holy smokes, Longinus. All right. Decimus is believing slow and steady. That's good. Who are we missing here? There we go. Okay. And Descending. All right. Oh, we still got Oliver. Where is... Oh, Decimus, you didn't click on your token.
What? I did.
It could be that fuck up that we've been having.
Oh.
Canis. Okay, so there we go. Oof. It appears. First off, anyone spending any Fortuna to move up. Decimus, you're currently acting after, and let me make this a little easier for you. I'm going to spend 3 Mala Fortuna to bring those up. 1, 2, 3. Higher in the initiative ladder. Nobody?
I don't think I will this turn.
Where am I?
So 1 point to get above.
Yeah, is it 1 to go up?
1 to go up, 1.
So that would put me above the horseman.
That would put you above the horseman, yeah.
Yeah, then I'll do that.
Okay, so 1 Fortuna.
And does that mean I only have to spend 1, or...?
That means you only have to spend 1, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that as well.
Okay. 2.
Please. Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, then. Gaius, you're first. What are you doing?
Not being surrounded by zomboids right now, I will try and focus on the monstrosity lurking in the background and once again summon the fire within and throw it in his face, hopefully.
Okay. I'll trust you to figure out how many AP and whether you're channeling or whatnot.
Yeah.
And
Is it still a generalist spell?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's listed under Mazdin Magics along with the other
technically
two that
that one is a petty spell because it's a one from one of the specialty arcanas. But yeah, it's plus 10 though.
Plus 10, and then I will channel.
Nice.
For 1. 2 AP.
Success. Go ahead and roll the effect. Woo! 15 again. Oosh. All right. So he, once again... Oh, wait a minute. I did specifically hold... Oh, I need 2 AP to defend because your battle magic.
To counter spell, yeah.
Awesome. Comes faster than he expected. Then it is... anything else?
No, I'll keep 1 AP in reserve, and I'll have to roll my chaos die.
Nice. Praxis, you're up. What are you doing? 3 AP.
You did. Sorry. Are there any Pelum lying around?
Give us an awareness check, please. Or scrutinize. Sorry.
Scrutinize. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, there is. And I'll say, like, within reach of grab with 1 AP, you could grab it up.
Okay. So I'll do... okay, well, I guess maybe this pile. Is that fine?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so he'll move to... That's 1 AP. Does that count an AP to...
Yeah, to hustle over there, 1 AP to pick it up.
Scrutinize? Yeah, okay.
The scrutinize will always be part of... It was you looking around for a second.
It's just gonna... I mean, I know he doesn't have a chance, but might as well distract the thing. He's gonna hurl it at this thing.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, sucking up defenses too, right?
Yeah.
Although this thing can't defend, it's he would have to dodge, and he's in heavy armor, which means he can't dodge. So
okay,
go ahead and give us click on your martial ranged.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice. That's a hit. So it's 1d6 plus your agility bonus, I believe, for the people.
Yeah, I don't have it. Obviously, I don't have it listed because.
I can tell you on your character sheet, the AB. For you, your AB is 5, so 1d6 exclamation mark plus 5.
Okay. 6.
Nice.
Not bad.
So
Not
10. So that is... Oh, that's enough to get a... Yeah, get another injury. Do you want to spend Fortuna? Get a second injury out of that?
Yes.
Okay. So that is down to 4. Give us a 2 chaos dice roll, please.
Okay.
He was not expecting the medic to race up and hurl this fucking thing at him.
No one expects the medic.
No.
Exactly.
Always the medic.
Always a medic. All right. Then it is Zomboid Time, who has all sorts of problems going on right now. So Lucius, his one good hand is trying to get at you. I did hit, but you can't defend against this. Oh, you can't? You have no points left. All right, hold on.
Nah, it's not my go yet.
Let's see here. Here we go.
Nah, it's 15. He's,
Nice.
He's bouncing, yeah.
Okay, then it is Decanus. What are you doing? Or Decanus,
Okay,
Titus.
well, they have made things really easy for me to take away my shield, so I'm just going to attack.
Okay, go right ahead. You want to Fortuna that?
74. Wow. No, actually, I'm not, because I have an ability. It says if I miss, here, I'll click it. Call of Duty. When you fail a martial melee or martial range test, you may reroll to generate a better result, but you must accept the outcome.
Nice. Go ahead.
I like that.
This happens when you're old and wily and been through lots of crap.
I will say I didn't invent any abilities for this either. I reskinned some stuff. I renamed some stuff. This is all shit from Zweihander.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
All
Okay.
right. So that was first 8. It was 1 AP. You got 2 more.
Second AP at -10.
Yep. Or you could do something different. You could try and do, like knock him down, drag him off the horse.
I'd already clicked on this.
Already clicked on it? Okay, so that is a hit. He does get a defense here, so he's going to try and parry. He has a 65 to parry. I got a parry and I got a crit. So he batters your thing away and gets the lance back in place right away. Got his AP back. You have 1 more AP. You push your luck?
Yeah,
Or?
I'm looking at my abilities. I don't really have anything else I'm going to do. I don't have my shield, so if I go to if he attacks and I try to parry it, can I parry it with my Gladius?
You can just parry with your Gladius. You just don't get the benefit of defensive and formation. So it's just whatever your combat score, your melee,
okay.
martial
Then
melee.
I'll keep the 1 AP for parry.
Defense. Okay.
Hopefully
Lucius.
he's looking at me now.
Yeah, seeing Decanus in a bit of a situation without his shield, I think he's going to move up and form up next to him.
The thing would get an attack of opportunity on you then?
The zombie.
Zomboid, yeah.
Yeah, I just ignore it.
Okay. I hit you. Let's see. Here's where it explodes. No.
Oh, that's right. These dice can explode. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
he thinks he's past his best. So
So that's 1 AP.
I'll attack this one. I've just engaged.
Go right ahead. You know that just nice. So I got 1 more parry out of this. Just barely enough. Knocks your Gladius aside. You have 1 more AP and then 1 that is for defenses.
Well, if he successfully parries, I'm going to use my sword and board.
Excellent. Love it.
I get a straight automatic attack again.
Go ahead and try and whack him with your shield. I think it's a
awesome.
simple melee.
Oh yeah, I'll use the.
No, that's actually, use either. That's fine. I think you have the same score for both weapons. So
It's probably lesser damage, though, is it? Is it less damage because it's a
Shield
shield?
does as your combat bonus, so effectively it's the same thing. Yeah,
Same.
so
Okay.
13.
You just crunched it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's only 1 more down, but give us 3 chaos dice. Roll, please.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still up. Now you could spend a Fortuna to bump 1 more extra thing, 1 extra damage, and that would take it down.
Take it down?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it down.
What's it look like as Lucius takes down this Parthian Nazgul.
Yeah, this time still the same sort of situation, shield, sword, but this time it just stab up in through the slit in its helmet.
Yeah.
And it just sort of crumples down.
It crumples back, and as it hits the ground, it's as if it was made of ash. Hits ground and it's utterly gone. Then it is I think that's it for you, right?
That's me done. Yeah, I've got my 1 defense sort of AP.
Yeah. All right, so this one is going to once again try and get you, Lucius. It has judged you the biggest, baddest in the lot, but he misses with his first attack. 55 on the second one. Misses with the second attack.
Wow.
And the third is an 8. So that is a hit, but not a crit. You can defend against this.
Okay, I'll try and parry. I don't get the bonus.
You get a plus 10 from it being defensive, but not from formation.
Yeah.
Critical success, and you refund that 1 AP. All right, then it is the Burning Man's turn. He is going to actually vanish. It's as if the flame folded in on itself, and he is gone. But you can see far up the mountain, Longinus, that fire that you saw is back.
I love how the music emphasized that when you said that.
Yeah, I didn't even know. Decimus. I keep telling you, I think I've mentioned this to you guys before, but like my go-to adage with my assistant is, I'd rather be lucky than smart. So, all right. Decimus, you're up. What are you doing?
I'm going to use, 1 AP to move here.
Yep.
And then attack the zomboid.
Go right ahead.
Come on, Gladius. Oh!
You want to Fortuna that?
What are we at?
You have 7, I have 5.
Yeah, let's do it.
Just keep it equal.
Even it up. Here we go. Yes.
Oh. Okay, so
Man.
you race up
Holy
beside
smokes.
your Decanus. What does it look like as you take that one down?
I think it's just a similar move, and it's just, like he's going with what works, right? Just over the top of the shield and smashing this thing down.
If we saw this play out in real time, it's pretty fucking great, because like Decanus would toss his shield down and then kind of like hack at this guy. Lucius races up beside him, gets the shield up, takes that guy down, and then you run up beside to fill up the other hole in the defense. That's great.
And don't forget the Pelum from the doctor there.
Oh yes, and the Pelum would soften him up. Well, and a great call for it, because he can only without a shield, you can only dodge against range attacks, and if you're wearing heavy armor, you can't dodge. So that's
Nice.
great. Good call by the doctor. You have 1 more AP, Decimus.
I'm going to save it against this rider.
Okay, then let's go ahead. Everyone click on your token, and then go ahead and roll initiative. See if we can take this last one down. Nice. Oh, Decimus. Is your initiative just not very good?
I don't know.
Initiative's a
I'm
5?
probably just rolling bad.
No, you actually have the lowest initiative of anybody, so that's why.
Well, he wants to...
You can't be good at everything,
No, and he wants to react to what's happening in the battle. That's sort of his role.
Absolutely. Now, I am not spending any for my initiative ladder. Does anyone want to spend Fortuna to adjust where they are? I think I trust their allies to take down what needs to be taken down. Lucius really wants to go before.
Nah, I'm leaving it.
All right, then. Gaius, what are you doing?
I think he'll wait for now,
Okay.
just in case the Burning Man returns or has something else up his sleeve. So
Good call.
he trusts his legionnaires to handle this one last remaining cataphract.
Okay, I will. I'm going to put you after the cataphract. And then Praxis, what are you doing? You're at that pile of Pilum right now.
Oh, is it a pile? If it's a pile, I
Sure.
won't do that again. But
Because they're probably all set up, right? Like on a rack.
yeah.
So.
Okay.
So
We'll
1
do
AP
that.
to grab the. I think it's Pelum actually as well. I keep saying
Pelum,
Pelum,
yeah.
but who fucking knows? Actually, to be honest, I don't think no one knows how you're supposed to pronounce
Oh, it's
Latin.
a critical failure.
Oh
Sorry.
no! Okay, so let's see here. That's the first critical fail we've
I
had.
know.
All right, so range attack critical fail. An ally within 6 yards of the foe is hit instead.
Dang.
That's definitely either what's one of the legionnaires. Well, I don't know. Each of the legionaries, forgive me, give us a chaos dice roll. Whoever, maybe someone will roll one first, and that'll make it easier for us. Not Lucius, not Decimus. Of course not. Well, Decimus, you rolled the closest to it, so this will be you. The ally is defenseless, and they suffer a 1d6 extra damage. So give us a roll of 2d6 exclamation mark plus 5, please.
Wow.
Who, me or him?
That's against Decimus. Oh, it'll be Carl rolling it. But what you can do is, that's actually not that bad.
That's not bad.
No.
Oops.
Does 9 doesn't even get through his damage threshold.
Phew.
So
They're trying to flank us. They're trying to flank us.
you have one more AP. Praxis, what would you like to do?
Praxis is shoot. I think he's gonna. I don't know. He's not good at this, I'm sure, but I'm sure he's had some basic training, right? He can grab or look for a scutum and then help with the formation. Because he saw Decimus's, he'll try to look for a scutum.
Sure, give us a scrutinize check.
And then he'll try to replace it, because maybe Decimus is still on fire or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Scrutinize. Maybe he doesn't want to try that trick again with the maybe Fortuna has left him. Jeez, can't find anything.
I think so. Basically, what I'll say is that your last AP is spent you chase over towards something and you realize it's been shattered.
Shattered, yeah. Cool.
Okay.
That's cool.
Then it is Titus. What are you doing?
I'm not even worried about my shield right now. I'm just going to charge forward and attack this thing.
Okay, so that's a hustle for 1 AP, and then go ahead and give us your first attack.
Yeah, even if I can just help wear it down and get rid of its AP. Yeah,
that's a hit. And exactly. Let's try its defense. I failed my save, so that is it. Sounds like a beast when you injure it. Does not sound like a man.
Oh, can I use up use my last AP as a...
Yeah. Roll an extra 1d6. Absolutely. Yeah, go ahead.
6 damage.
Yeah, so give a 1d6 exploding. Okay, 5.
Oh, exploding?
Yeah, it's exploding. So that's actually... that is enough to bump it up one more, though.
Okay.
Okay, and then give us a 1 chaos dice, please. And then it'll be its turn. Unless are you out of AP?
Yeah, that's it for me for AP.
So give us 1 chaos dice there, Caldus. Oh! Let's see here. Shuffle up the stack.
Wily old sergeant.
Strained groin. Until recovered, you cannot use any movement actions besides take cover or walk in combat. So he's not going to be able to move. You've caught him in such a way that he's not able to move. He is able to try and stab you, however. So he brings that spear down once again.
I spend a Fortuna to intercept him.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Then I would like to do so.
Yeah. What would you like to do?
I will focus on one of my many incantations I learned, and I will try to make him spasm and drop his weapon.
Love it. Go ahead. I was double checking too. Spasm does not get a resist.
Ooh. Oh, wow, okay.
Oh, it's an ugly fucking spell.
Where are we? Yeah, and it's a generalist.
Generalist, yep. So it's a plus 10. Are you? Nice success. So yeah, he lets go of Yeah, his spear. You guys can see there's a small little flash of fire, and his hands seemingly the spear gets a life of its own and goes flying out of his hands. He can't move either, so I think he's going to use words as weapons here. So his intimidate is based off his bronze, so 60%. He howls at you impotently, and then it's really all he can do. Lucius, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna move forward and try and put an end to this.
Please do.
Creature.
Critical success.
Nice.
You cannot defend, and you get plus 1d6 exclamation mark damage.
Okay.
So
Oh, it's just
16.
a 2.
Now that
I will add an extra action point though to give it punishing.
So go ahead and roll an 1d6 exploding again. So that's 5, so that's 19. You can also spend a Fortuna to add 6 to that, if you'd like.
Is that only doing 2 at the moment? I take
That's
it.
only doing 2 at the moment, yeah.
Yeah, that is my last action. But
It would be your last action point. Remember, it's a Fortuna point you're spending, not action point.
Yeah, would that take it down?
yeah, I was just checking if I had any left. No, I mean I think it's
That would take it down.
Yeah, but I think it's dead to rights anyway. So I'm gonna just wait till next turn and finish it off.
Okay.
Play this.
So then
play
give us
the long game.
a roll of 3 chaos dice, please.
3,
And then
yeah.
it is Decimus' turn.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, so grievous injury. Let's take a look here. Shuffle the old dice and cerebral contusion. So you smash this thing. Maybe like you stab at the leg and it bends down, and you're able to whang with the shield. It pinwheels off the horse, hits the ground, and then disappears once again in a pile of ash. I need to grab this thing here.
I think that Decimus hasn't been fighting like this for a long time, and he was probably pretty good at this, which was how he got the role of.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And so
yeah.
it feels really good to be fighting, side by side with his fellow soldiers again. He's probably got a bit of a smile on his face.
And I think Decanus turns to Lucius and gives him kind of like a very rare nod of approval, like, well done, my son, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I guess
Awesome.
Prax is like, and no one is anyone injured?
Yeah. Miraculously, no one seems to be. But Longinus, that flickering fire is atop the mountain. A snow-covered mountain. So, what happens next, guys?
The damage threshold and peril threshold bonuses are gone, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
they're gone now. So, Praxis and Longinus should have just 3 as their modifier because of the optional rolls we're using for non-armored guys. So, with
Where did the
that,
flame die go?
it seems as if those spirits have been driven off, but you're still surrounded by death.
Yeah.
Where did the flaming eyed one go?
Point to the mountain, to the snow-covered mountaintop. Up there, I fear.
You all look up and... What the hell? There's not... You can't see anything up there, but he was looking up there before, and as you've learned, he is a sorcerer, as rumored.
What do you suggest?
Anywhere rather than where these bodies lay and just keep getting raised. So if up the hill we must go, let's do it.
This is an enemy of Rome, and a very dangerous one at that. We absolutely have to pursue it.
Praxis says, there is a, because Legionnaires, there is a pile of Pelum over here.
I get my shield back.
Okay.
Yeah, re-equip.
I
Yeah.
checked
Help-
that the
Help
Aquila
these guys arm.
is still.
Was that you that threw that Pelham?
No, it's more ghosts. I threw the first one. But
Damn goats. So, what do you guys intend on doing?
I'm up the mountain.
Up the mountain.
Okay.
That is what the Tribune will order, unless someone wants to mutiny.
No, sir. There you go.
So as you're making your way up the mountain, there is a brief moment where, again, fog hangs over everything. And at one point, you can see through the fog there are strange horned creatures that lurk on the edge. They appear, and if you wait, they seemingly disappear after a short period. And then, if you carry on, they appear once again. Longinus, would you kindly give us a resolve check at no modifier, please?
That's a great image.
Critical success. So let me tell you something. What you are seeing, and the rest, you do not see these. Longinus is the only one who seems to notice these. We have not talked about your time on Minos, but there was an incident that happened to involve a creature that seemed both man, bull, and bear. It left you physically and psychologically scarred as a result. Would you give us, Longinus, actually you don't even need to make a roll for this. Do you mention to anyone what you see and the context for it?
Yes, I think he'll react to the presence, and he's given everything that's been going on while he sort of keeps his calm. There's definitely sort of looking around as they sort of disappear and reappear. So others will definitely be able to tell that he sees things or reacts to something in the mist. Okay. And he probably in Greek, seeing as it's his native language, mutter under his breath sort of Minotauros.
Okay, which you clearly understand practice. You're like, what?
Yeah.
And you're looking and you see nothing there. So here's what this brings to mind. And you've with a critical success, this is clearly something put together. You've seen a horrific thing from your past. You've heard Lucius and Titus and Praxis speak of seeing different units from different satraps in the Parthian Empire. And then you heard Decimus talk about facing Dacians. None of you saw that. Dacians are a vicious opponent that he would have faced, and where he made his name as a hero in Moesia. Each of these seems to be something bedeviling from your past. You are the only one who's put this together thus far.
I will stop for a moment and sort of take a deep breath and then turn to my companion and say, this enemy seems to know us well or is able to pry into our minds. I see visions that have troubled me in the past. I think some of you have similarly seen our enemies differently. This is a formidable foe indeed.
Yes.
What do we do about that? How do we defend ourselves? We just keep fighting the past.
Just have to focus, stay on mission, trust in each other. We have driven off these undead monstrosities. We've come this far. We've survived where thousands have failed. Just need to reach the burning man and put an end to him.
Then you guys carry on, and after another maybe 20 minutes, you guys reach a point where you can see a fire. All of you can see this up the hill, about probably a 15-minute scramble. This seems more like a campfire, though. But one built either by someone foolish enough to not know that it would draw attention and be clearly visible, or someone who does not care and is taunting someone to come in.
Yeah. I think we're expected.
What do you guys do?
We see any movements or anyone around the fire, or is it just the fire?
It's up the hill, about 15 minutes travel. So you have time to choose to not go there. You can choose to sneak in there. You can choose to just march straight up and see what's there. What do you guys think?
I don't feel like we're much for sneaking. I think we announce our presence pretty loudly, so... Or at least that's what we're used to.
I think he expects us.
Yeah.
Okay. So you just march into camp?
We
I think that'll probably be Longinus drawing his tribune train, probably something like, Legionnaires, form up!
Yeah, in formation.
Do a shield wall in front of him and Decimus.
Okay.
Dave, the player's like, come on, guys. Kev doesn't give us these opportunities to ambush someone else's camp very often.
Well.
So then...
Do it.
You come marching up, which gives them ample time to prepare a defense. And it says it's a foolish risk, but I think I agree with you guys. This is a good plan. And as always, a cautious player, though, so.
He also leads with howling, so come on.
Okay, let me move these over.
We also just had like a pretty good route of them.
Oh yeah, like you kicked some
camp,
serious ass there.
I think we're all a little high on adrenaline and pride right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So as you guys march into camp, what you find is there are some defenses that have been set up. Most definitely. Let me grab all your tokens here. Have them in position, and let me show you what you find. Oh, hold up. Here we go. So, at first you think these are very strange versions. Lots of infantry here. But let me allow you to judge from your reaction of what you find. There are soldiers very much like your infantry. They are about in your number too, only about 20 men in total. Actually, they're a little bigger than you, I guess. Some are armored like this with shields in a similar, not quite a phalanx, but similar row formation. There are one or two guys with bows in the back and some less heavily armored infantry. But then you see they seem to have some nobles with them as well, some patricians. Only this one has a very vicious looking and impressive looking sword in their hands. These are soldiers unlike any you have seen before, and the way they speak to one another is in a language you do not speak. This is not, I think, what you were expecting at this camp. So if we have our 3 legionaries up front, Praxis and Longinus behind them, what happens, guys? They are very agitated, suffice it to say.
Is there any sign of the Burning Man?
None whatsoever. But, Gaius, you remember that feeling you had when you first traveled to Egypt? It's very strong once again. So, and looking across the group, Longinus, you lock eyes with this old gentleman, and there's a knowing exchange of recognition between the two of you. And he says something in a language you guys do not understand. But then he says something in Parthian, which I believe Gaius, Praxis, Lucius, and Decimus all speak. Titus, you are the only one who has not learned anything else. But he puts his hands up, and he simply says to you, Longinus, the Burning Man.
I nod and say, we faced him. We thought he was up here.
The tablets. You bear some?
Yes.
He reaches in his robes. He pulls out what you guys see, a small clay tablet, like about yay big, that has a single marking on it. That maybe it's the light of the fire near there. It seems to have a slight reflection or perhaps a glow to it. He holds it up as if it would mean something. It means something to none of you other than Gaius.
I nod. And before I reach into my pouch, I'll, in Latin to my legionnaires, will say, stand down, these are not enemies. And then in Parthian, I reach in and pull out my tablet.
Okay. So he says in a language you don't understand, put them down, put them down. And the soldiers, like you, they're all sort of like second guessing, but then they follow the instructions of their master, even the younger man who was with them. He walks forward and pushes through them. He looks you over. And in Parthian, once again, you are Li Jing. That word doesn't mean...
I think because it's been a long day for Gaius, I'll initially go like, yes, we are with a legion, Romans.
And he says, stops and he thinks, you are Li Jing. Li Jing.
Do not know what that means.
He gestures, you said. Legion.
Sorcerer?
No. Not a sorcerer. Your people. We, and he gestures to says, we are Han. The master of the Middle Kingdom. He sent me here. I am Gan Biao. And you?
Gaius Claudius Longinus.
You see him too. And he gestures up, and you can see the burning man, that burning symbol further up the mountain. He's saying this in Parthian, so anyone who speaks Parthian can understand this.
Yes, and I dream of him and his voice.
He gestures at the rest of your companions. Do they know?
They have faced him and they have succeeded so far, but they do not know. And I sort of hold up the tablet.
How many were your number when you first came?
1,000.
Us, 2. And now, he gestures. What was it that faced? For us, impossibly, nomads on horses, enemies of old, from another life of mine. They came. The Xiongnu. And you?
Similar wraith of the past, echoes from prior conflicts.
This came to us from merchants from far to the east. Far to the west. I came to seek more of these, and as I came, I was drawn here. And you?
Similar. I found him doing my studies.
You're a scholar, then?
Yes.
I am as well. Let's see where our studies bring us now. Join our fire, please. And the soldiers that are with him are a little uncertain. The young man seems to say something in a language you don't understand. The old man waves him off, as if to say, he says, no, no. And he says back in Parthian, they travel the same road, the same destination, and we'll share our fate will be theirs. Please, we have food. It may seem strange to you, but we have food. And he says something in a language that you don't understand, gestures, and some of the soldiers begin, sort of like getting their weapons away and going to collect some food. How is everyone else thinking? We're seeing what's happening between Longinus and this old man. What's going through everyone else's mind right now?
I think if Longinus had told us to, the Roman equivalent of at ease or whatnot, we would have, in unison, brought our shields down and gone to a resting position to show that we're disciplined and we work together. But then as the conversation goes on, it's kind of strange looks, especially since I don't understand what the hell they're talking about. Yeah. So I'm kind of probably leaning into Lucius and Decimus, well, what's going on? And then just whatever, just basically, hey, they're not our enemies, so I'm just going to relax and let my guard down a little bit.
I think there's an old guy, again, you don't share a common language, especially for you, Titus, but he seems to recognize, one of his own. So he comes over and brings you food. Strange mix of things, of grains and some kind of dried meats, it looks like, that you're not familiar with. But it does smell like fish, though. So, something familiar.
I think Titus might have some liquid in his flask that the fellow might enjoy.
Okay.
Hand over his Roman canteen.
So he takes a swig of that and kind of smiles. What about the rest of you guys?
Praxis is just fascinated. He's probably read anecdotes.
Yeah, there's travelers, especially if you read about the some of the merchants. One of the things that the reason Parthia is so rich is because it's right in the middle of the Silk and the Steppe Road at this point. Mm-hmm. Any riches that are coming in, they can tax the shit out of stuff going either direction. And this stuff, this is one of the sources of silk at the time as well.
Yeah.
And so the silks that these guys wear, the casual stuff they're wearing right now would bankrupt a patrician family to be able to equip them with it.
Yeah, so I think he's more fascinated. The Tribune saved us from certain death earlier. I mean,
there does seem to be some injured men amongst these strangers.
Yeah, well, he hasn't had to use his medical stuff yet, so he's gonna show them the medical stuff and point at their wounds. And
okay, I think the old man tells the young man to accompany you. He speaks Parthian as well too, so he can do some translation for you.
Yeah.
The young man's name, I should put him down as well too. It's Zhang Guo. What about Decimus and Lucius?
Well, Lucius is starting to get. The more there's people without armor, the more nervous he gets. He knows where he stands when there's armor, weapons. He knows how to fight. But when people start wearing cloaks and robes and talking education, and it's all a bit sorcerous for him, so he's starting to get a bit more nervous. But he's been able to deal with these creatures up to now, so he's still holding firm. If he's got his 2 legionary companions with him, he's holding his nerve all right.
And Decimus?
This is a little bit out of his, last part of his life, but I think at this point he would just be sort of quietly curious. He's a bit of a people watcher in a situation like this, and so he's taking it all in.
Okay. So unless there's anything you guys wish to do, you hear the sounds of at night of horses, but you don't hear the drums. And if any of you inquire, what Gan Biao tells you, these are our devils. Don't worry yourself. We will keep you safe from them. The night passes uneventfully. The morning comes. There is the long hike ahead of you. Would you each give us this last bit of hike up the mountain will be quite onerous. A toughness, a standard, no modifier toughness check, please. Ooh. Decimus. Want to fortune point that? Or fortuna that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
No.
Oh, crit failure. All right. So then, you have to tell us what the heck is going on with this. Holy shit. What is 23 compared to your...
Wow.
Peril threshold? That's 1, 2, 3. So go 3 further down on the peril threshold, please.
Wow. So that is 1, 2, 3. He said 2 skill ranks down.
So
wow.
Why do you think this has been such a hard march for him?
Well, I think that like he's kind of waking up to the fact that like his purpose that he had was so solely focused on is gone. The Legion is wiped out. They're just a small band now. As much as he was enjoying the combat, it's like, I don't know, if a job that you dreamed of getting is sort of destroyed out from under you, it's sort of that despair.
It is, just remember, it is only the Vexillatio that was destroyed, not the full Legion.
Right.
But I mean, like that's 1,000 brothers that you served with.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Well, and I mean, at this point, he doesn't know he's going to get out of here alive. So, getting back to the rest of the Legion is up in the air.
Well, and as a person who probably is quite young when he was prompted up to go from just like some young chump fighting whatever to suddenly being the Keelofer and being the sole survivor, and now finding yourself exhausted hiking up this mountain around people who speak a strange tongue you don't understand, facing devils from your past that you thought you left well behind, and fate marching on towards an unknown fate. Understandable why he may be hurt. So let me show you I guess first off, but does anyone have anything to? Right up in there.
I was gonna say Lucian's he's probably gonna be quite close by anyway, and he's gonna sort of just reach over, see he's struggling, Decimus, and he's gonna say, "We will prevail," and he's gonna hand him over some of this molly leaf that he's carrying, which should perk him up a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Good call.
Chew on that. Then this, I have a couple of quick illustrations to show you as you make your way up and find where that secret fire was burning. Yeah, that stuff is pretty good. So you first get a glimpse of it. And those of you who are an educated sort, hard to picture who may have built something so high up here. Though you know that the Kingdom of Armenia is a very, very old one. You then, I think it is here I want. March yourself down into the ruins themselves. Not a single sign of life in these whatsoever. But this is what you march into.
Wow.
Not at all what I was expecting.
And sadly, it seems that the pursuers have not given up the chase. You hear the sound of horses from behind you, but again, not the Parthians. No drums. Instead, you get a glimpse looking down, and oh, I may have forgotten to load it. Darn you, Madison. Oh, no, I did. Yes. Crazy Madison. This is what they see, or what you see. Waves of them riding up the mountain towards us. Suffice it to say, none of you recognize these people. None of you, they're steppe nomads of some kind, but of a kind you've never encountered. These are far, far from the borders of the Empire. And what Gan Piao tells you, Longinus, these are our devils. We will hold them. Do what must be done.
You have my gratitude.
And you will have mine if you conclude this. I regret that the tablets came into your life.
And Giles just nods at that. And then says, Romans with me.
Okay. So guys, let me bring you over to our final map here. Because then you die. I mean... So study hard that picture of those snowy ruins, because I want you to picture that as you make your way in to this map. I'm putting you guys in a tiny little phalanx formation. Praxis, you had asked before too. You don't need any training or anything like that to make use of shield, so you would benefit from the formation and defensive qualities if you wish to use one.
Yeah, he probably could have picked one up, but he's probably doesn't have he's going to be like the guy who's going to hand out the pilum to people.
Oh, got it. Yeah. Okay, so you're.
But he'll take a scudum to help with the formation.
Okay,
for sure,
so you got that. Yeah, great. So then, guys, let me bring you over to. This is the map you see. You enter into a courtyard. This is the highest place in this sprawling ruin. As you can see, there is a statue at the far end. Anyone can give us an education check at plus 20. Anyone who's not trained in education just flips to fail. But you can still try. Hi, Cooper.
Oh, hey.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay. Ooh, Decanus. Titus, you wanna... That's so close, too. Are you trained in education, or is that a flip-to-fail situation? Yeah, you're not trained. That's still pretty darn close. You want to try and... you want to Fortuna that, or...
No, I think he's...
So he's the only ones... So our best roll here, I think, is actually Lucius. Lucius, what you are seeing is a statue towering about 30 feet in the air, depicting the greatest conqueror the world has yet seen. A man who before 30 mastered, I believe it's a third of the world. That is Alexander of Macedon. And I think Lucius is the one, surprisingly, who just says his name out loud. Alexander. 400 years dead. So, with that, there is a small rumbling flash. And you can see striding forward. First, a nightmare directly from your history, Longinus.
Jupiter's balls.
So this strides forward as if
That's
imposing
an
itself.
awesome picture, though.
Yeah. I got a bunch of I found a bunch of concept art from a game called Rise, Son of Rome. Amazing concept art. I have not played the game, but I kind of want to now. So this thing strides forward, and behind it is that hanging, burning man. What you realize in here too, there are a bunch of desiccated corpses that seem to have died giving obeisance, I think, to this statue. And that is where the burning man appears at the base of it. Oop. That's the one I want. Yeah. And None of you speak that language, but again, there are ghostly voices speaking in the tongues of the tribes of Germania. They all seem to be chanting something. The only word that maybe you pick out, something to do with the bridge. This thing strides forward. Would you each give us a resolve check at -20, please?
We still make it if we got indifference.
The indifference only applies for scenes of gore and such. You're not immune to every thing. Yeah. This is something unnatural.
Okay.
Nice. Success, success.
At -20?
-20, please, yeah. Okay. Decanus.
All the legionaries failed.
All the legionaries failed, yeah. My goodness. Okay, so guys, that is then... I'll do this one by one here. Decimus. How compare that to your
my goodness.
peril. It's 1, 2. It's actually only 2. It's only 2 over.
Yeah, but I'm already 2 down.
Okay. And this is against Titus. 18. That's 2 down for you as well. And Lucius. Holy shit. That's 3 down for you. What you find is the 3 of you, so not only do you take yourselves down, Longinus and Praxis, these 3 are all muttering something in the tongue of the Germanians. What do you guys do?
Do we know it's come from that creature? I mean, we know we're reacting to that creature.
I don't think you're aware you're doing it. The reason I said only Praxis and Gaius, they're the only ones who would have noticed. You guys are all just joining in with us, not realizing that it's happening. You need not make a check here, Gaius, to realize that something unnatural is occurring. Praxis, Longinus, what do you guys intend on doing?
I think, as is always the case in these situations, he'll fall back on his various mystical arts he has studied across the Roman Empire, and he'll try to call upon courage under fire.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Which is a higher level magic, so there's no modifiers. But he'll try to. Once again, obviously he doesn't know if this will work or not, but it'll give his allies +20 to resolve tests.
Pretty awesome. It lasts
should he succeed.
Yeah, 6 plus your willpower bonus in hours, and I think your willpower bonus is a 10.
Yes.
So go ahead. So this will be no modifier, just a flat incantation, but you can channel once. Well, you can't, not once. You can channel as much as you want.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Yeah. I think faced with this horror from his past and the Burning Man and them being taken over by this strange, he'll go full out.
Okay. Oh, nice. I love it. Okay. So +30. Go ahead and give us an incantation check. Oh, sublime failure! Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Very fitting ending for London.
Oh, that's so good. So what we see is you try and I know Anna's very shocked by this ending. You try and unleash a fire to try and bring some kind of courage, like bring some kind of control to these guys to shield them against this thing. And only at the last moment do you realize that is precisely what the spirit of fire wanted. and in a split second, your entire soul is consumed in flame and cast out across the world, bodiless and without any kind of purpose.
He just collapses, or he just explodes, or
he just is consumed. He becomes a human candle that just burns up. And with that, I need you guys to once again each give us a resolve check at -20.
Well, that'll be a see you later again.
No, critical success.
Oh, yeah, go Lucius.
There you go.
Wait, what the?
Oh, I failed.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, I don't see it.
Under willpower, I think.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Oh, we need our tracker, I guess.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't.
How many?
Wait, is it? I think it's.
Yeah, I had almost no chance by all the penalties.
Yeah, for 2 minutes. Oh, you guys do have. I mean, we haven't spent any Fatum this session, but what? So that is a couple of failures. You guys would have Fortuna to still do, but I think what we have to do is one upside is you do get to see this Minotaur's true form. And here it is. That drops away now that the illusion of Longinus is gone. Each of you has been shaken by this experience. Your sorceress tribune is gone. All that remains are these tablets, these clay tablets. It turns out he had 2 on him. Not 1. Why don't you tell us, guys, what do we see as this thing stalks forward? That horrific specter awaits in the back. The top of the world in a foreign land. What's the last we see of the survivors of this vexillatio?
I don't know. Medic is going to grab the tablets.
Okay, so you scramble down and grab the tablets.
I feel like he would want to break them because I don't know. These guys were talking about the tablets. And
Yeah. Okay.
I think he's going to try to. Or actually, he's on a mountain, right? Is there like a? I don't know.
He is.
He's going to try to break them.
I do kind of. Going back to what you said before too.
That's my first instinct.
One of the things that is. Let's hear what the others are going to do, and then we'll get back to practice because there's something interesting you said earlier about him being a survivor.
Mm-hmm.
Decimus, Titus, Lucius, whatever mind control and witchery that has happened before, you've got your focus back.
I think this is going to be probably the only time in his sort of Roman career, as it were, where he's actually going to sort of look either side of him and think, no, these guys are worth it. And he's going to just run forward, sword up, shield with him, and he's just going to charge at this creature, hoping that if he can take it down, the guys
what more
will
can
come
you
back.
expect under the eyes of the greatest warrior your world has seen?
Yeah.
Decimus, Titus?
Well, I think if I see that, then he probably, reaches in his pocket or his pack or wherever he sort of put the Aquila, and he touches it one last time and probably rushes in right after him.
Okay. Titus.
Do you run with the Aquila or do you drop it? You should run with it. You should run with it, right?
Yeah, he's probably,
Okay.
Okay.
grass man or something.
And I think Titus looks down at the Aquila and he looks at the medic picking up tablets and he goes, "Run. We'll buy you some time." And he charges forward as well.
Okay. So Praxis, tablets in hand, the Aquila there. What are you doing?
He's just gonna do what the legionnaires said to do. He sees them running towards their doom, and he's gonna hope he can either join the Han, or maybe they've been more successful, or
Okay.
just run.
So you turn and run. The last we see is of this Greek racing through the streets of this long dead city. Does he reach the Han? Does he somehow make his way to the Middle Kingdom? What's become of the fiery spirit of the Tribune, Gaius Longinus? Guess we'll have to find out in 2 months' time, guys. So, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for part 2 of our year-long campaign, charity campaign in support of the SOS Children's Villages International Charity. If you did enjoy today's session, I'd ask that you consider following a link down below to the Heroes Save Villages campaign and making a donation to the SOS Children's Villages International Charity. It benefits over 80,000 orphan and abandoned kids from around the world. If you donate $10 or more, you'll have a chance to vote on our next session to help shape what is going to be happening and what game we'll play and whatever else. I'm not sure it'll be quite as... What were I talking about? I wanted to outdo the last session with this session, so who the fuck knows what we're doing next time? But, let's see here. Before I launch into the outro as well, an enormous thank you to the players from today. So Jeffrey, Dave, Carl, David, and Darren, and Jamie, who tried to play but was unable to play due to a conflict. Thank you so much, all you guys, for playing. You did such an amazing job of bringing these characters to life, and for going along with the unorthodox way of structuring this session too. So you guys just fucking killed it in those flashbacks at the beginning. So thank you.
Well, thank you. This was great fun.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So
Thanks to you guys.
there is also, let's see here. So if you are interested in voting, we have our next session in May. I don't remember the time of it, but if there's a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server where we have a charity initiatives channel. We'll have all the information about the next session for that. If you donate $10 or more since January, you're going to have a chance to vote on all the components that make up our next session, connections to the previous one. Oh, speaking of which, guys, so the two things that were the top, I didn't announce the top things, but it was character and item. Who do you think those were?
Well, the item was the key.
And the Burning Man.
Who is the Burning Man in the other one? Was that the...
He was in the last scene right at the end of the first adventure.
Oh, okay.
That transformed Russian mystic that you were in search of?
Oh, yeah.
Surrounded by 16 floating tablets, if memory serves.
Yep. So, then yeah, you guys got it. So the next, if you donate to $10 or more, you will be able to chance. But you don't need to do that. Like any amount that you're comfortable with donating, all of it helps the folks at SOS Children's Villages. And none of the money comes to us. None of the money goes to any other middleman. All donations go just to help out the kids who benefit from their services. I'm gonna cut the intro short, or the outro short with that, other than to say I had so much fun writing this and reading it. I will include a link to the house rules that we used in this as well. Little tweaks we made to the things, to the Zweihander system. You should be able to use those rules just with the Zweihander core book or the Zweihander starter kit. As far as what rules we had, I do not have rules for character creation in there, but I don't know. I might keep poking at this because I really enjoyed writing this. I really enjoyed running this. That's the thing, is that, you know, there's not a lot of times where all the prep goes in and the where the rubber meets the road. The session play isn't as good, but man, oh man, guys, you made those flashback scenes even better than I was hoping they would be. So thank you so much for setting the session off on such a great tone. I think I've set an all-time high body count for this session as well too. 990 whatever 3 guys. Yeah, all in an afternoon. So we'll be back with part 3 of this campaign in May of 2023. But until then, we hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that the Vexillatio from the 3rd Gallic Legion found on their way to Armenia. I will say as well, there's tons of historical Easter eggs I've included in the course of this thing. So if you look up a lot of the stuff, there's some fascinating history behind a lot of the stuff that I incorporated in here. It was incredible, some of the stuff that I found and learned and incorporated, and things you may be surprised to learn that are not fucking fiction whatsoever. So great, really, really an interesting period in history. But in any event, we'll wrap things up and say once again a big thank you to everyone who played today, everyone who joined us from home, and to everyone who donated to the SOS Children's Villages International Charity to help make this session possible. I had so much fun. Then, until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, remember the 3rd, and happy gaming.